Robert Saleh.
Oh my God.
Robert Saleh gets my coach of the year because Aaron Rodgers is going to carry that man all the way to the bank. All the way to the bank. This is going to be a big year. Aaron Rodgers, listen, the weapons that he got. You're telling, this is one of the greatest throws of the football, if not the greatest throw of the football. That defense that they got over there ain't no joke.
Yeah.
You ain't even got to be a good coach, man. Just stay out of the way.
Yo, Beth, that shit crazy.
On a Saturday! Welcome to the All Even Podcast. My name is Barry Grant Jr. You can catch me on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok. All Even Media on TikTok. All Even Podcast on IG. All Even Podcast on X. Still call it Twitter. Damn. You can listen to the show on Podbeam as well as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. I'm all over the place. Go to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, like, share, and comment. You see that it says 10K. We want to get to 15 and 20 and keep it going because the page is growing and will continue to grow. Mr. 10K is in the building. Claw's not here today. Shouts to Claw. He'll probably be back next week, but he probably won't. You know, he has his, what's it called? Time off? What is the
PTO?
PTO?
Yeah, the PTO. He has some time accrued, so he can be able to step out a little bit. But the show goes on. Jimmy, the super intern, is on some poker tournament somewhere in Bangladesh. I don't know where the hell he's at. So shouts to Jimmy, the super intern. Good luck and bring home some money. Silent Assassin.
What's up?
How you doing?
Pretty good.
How's your week?
Good. I had a draft last night.
Oh yeah,
Did pretty good.
you all in it, man.
Yeah.
Your draft is legit.
Mhm.
Like you got one of those keeper leagues. They make trades. It's lit over there. I ain't gonna lie to
I'll
you.
show you.
I'm jealous.
Who was your first pick?
Well, we do like an auction,
Auction.
but I did add McCaffrey and Hill to my team, so
Ooh,
I'm
okay.
top in line to be number one. So
Pretty impressive. Pretty
Yeah.
impressive. We are gonna do the All Even League this year. However, there might be a spin to it. I will talk about this in the coming weeks. Maybe short, maybe it might be next week. Who knows? But working out the kinks, and we may just do something special for that. But look out for it. I'll tell you guys later. We got a guest in the building. Some person I love to talk sports with, and I love to argue with at the same time. Known him for a very long time. He's an avid guest on this show. He's been here so many times. Welcome to the show, my man. Six, how you doing?
That's good, brother. Am I still a guest? I feel like
You're a guest.
I'm still a guest.
Yes.
All right.
I mean, I think you're a pseudo co-host at this point.
I feel like I could sleep on this couch comfortably and wake up in the morning, make me a little breakfast, and I'll be okay. I don't know if that's just a guest.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, you're a guest for the show.
I'm an extended family member.
You are, but I have to treat you nicely because you're a guest. If you're an extended family member, I could be able to talk how I want to.
Oh no, I don't want that.
That's what I'm saying. So I want to
Yeah.
keep you in the guest role because I'd like to, make sure that you're well taken care of when you're here.
All right, thank you, bro.
We got a lot to discuss. I think this show is going to be the official NFL kickoff preview show. We're going to go through the divisions. We're going to talk about what teams we think are good, stock up, stock down, surprises, stuff like that. Obviously, we have the irrelevant news of the week, which is always good to talk about. And then the greatest segment on the planet, W of the week.
Dummy, yeah.
Before I get into all that, though, I want to talk something that we love to discuss, especially this time of year, because what? It's election year. So we have to start talking about it, right? Because everybody's talking about politics. You got people who don't even follow it. They're following it now because why? It's an election year. It's very big. Everybody's talking about it. It's on everybody's tongue. It's on everybody's, they're at the water cooler at work discussing what they've seen.
Yep.
It's big.
It's big.
People we have new people that are registering to vote. It's a big time right now. Did you see the Kamala Harris, Tim Walz, Dan and Bash interview for CNN?
I did.
Thoughts?
I was impressed. We'd been calling her to have interviews for a while.
Right.
We'd been calling her to stand behind some of the policies for a while.
Right.
A lot of people on both sides of the aisle didn't know how good she would be in the spotlight, answering questions, talking, getting hardball questions, or even softball questions, and how she react to them. And I think they did a great job. I think as a duo, they showed us a lot of teamwork. I think they can take the job of president and vice president very well. I don't think it was perfect, but it's the first interview, the first of many. They
I don't think it hurt her.
Huh?
Yeah, it didn't hurt.
I don't think it hurt her.
Right.
Not, it's gonna be the first of many.
Yeah.
They got thrown into this role. Didn't necessarily know it was coming, but I think they handled it beautifully.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was impressed. Just like with the DNC, which really a lot of people came on and showed their support. And politically, we don't always want to hear this, but it was refreshing to watch because it wasn't just the droll, same old politics. They did get you to engage, and I felt like this interview was a great follow up to a bang up DNC.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think she handled herself well. I think she wasn't combative like she was in the past. You know, she's an attorney, so attorneys have this way of being on the defensive and making sure that they tell you what they think, and their approaches sometimes can be a little rough. She's learned how to be a lot more softer in her approach, explaining herself well. She talked about policy. So I think all of that stuff, you know, a lot of people were mad at Dana Bash because she didn't kind of give her any difficult questions, but she did give her some difficult questions that I think that Kamala Harris handled well. There's only one part of the interview I really like.
Which one?
I like Tim Walz. That's my guy, right?
All
Coach
right.
Walz. He didn't handle the question right. When Dana Bash asked him about, you know, him saying that
His time in the service?
Yeah, time in the service where he was actually actively carrying, and, you know, he was, you know, what's the term I'm looking for? That he carried in war. Like he wasn't active in regards to firearms. That's not what his job was. But that he had some town hall meeting, you know, some time back where it sounded like he said something like that. And, you know,
he's part of the military. He's not on the front lines. He kind of made it seem like he was
on the front. Yeah.
And he walked it back. And you didn't like that?
He didn't really walk it back. You know, he kind of was like, yeah, you know me. Let the people. We don't know you. We don't. I keep it honest with you. We know Kamala. We don't know you, right? We're trying to figure out who you are. The American people are trying to figure out who you are. Outside of Minnesota, people don't really know who you are. So it's about when they see these missteps and people are undecided voters or people who are not even really in it, I can see how that can be a little jarring for them. Like, I don't really know if you know, that he said this, and now I would have loved for him to walk it back a little bit more. Say, listen, I did say that. I want to apologize for that because that's not what I was trying to get across. This is what it is. This is what the real situation is, and I just want to go ahead and be transparent going forward. You do that, you can be able to now kick that in the bucket because now the Republicans have nothing to be able to say because you literally stepped in front of it, you took ownership for it, and now you're moving forward. Now, without you dancing around the question, you give guys like J.D. Vance, you give these other people ammunition to be able to continue to talk about something that really doesn't, like, the American people don't really give a fuck about it, but it's more a talking point.
That you have to defend it. That you have to defend against rather than being on the offensive. No, I can definitely see that. I can definitely understand that. I think luckily for him, Trump might have shot himself in the foot today.
Please tell me. I didn't watch no political news today.
Yeah. So last night when they were asked, well, listen, Trump has flip-flopped on the abortion subject multiple times throughout his presidency and throughout running for president.
Right.
And last night, he said that he thought, 6 weeks was way too short of a term to be, anything under 6 weeks or over 6 weeks is illegal as far as getting an abortion. And he just thought that was way too short. Even him saying, most women don't even know if they're pregnant at the 6 week mark. So having a 6 week cutoff, that's just a little too short. He wants the Republican Party to be able to pay for IVF, which they were against, whatever. But he was trying to get on the side of the abortionists in the Republican Party. Well, today he turns around and votes that 6 weeks is okay. that anything over 6 weeks is now illegal. Literally just going against everything that he just said the day before,
Right.
saying, hey, we need to extend this. We have to look into it.
Yeah.
The vote is today, and he votes on it. So, again, I'm not going to sit here and demonize him myself. I'm just saying I don't think the spotlight is going to be on Tim Walz as much now that Trump
Right.
just did this to
Yeah, I
himself.
agree with you. I think that, I think Trump, and I'm not here to, I'm not in a bashing mood. I'm more of I'm going to assess this. I think sometimes when you think that you can be able to say things and expect people to follow you regardless, that you take certain measures for granted, when I don't think he's really paying attention to how important this issue is to a lot of people.
A lot of people.
And I think that he's playing a dangerous game here. If he doesn't find a way to appeal to those particular people, this election is going to run away from him. And it's still close in the margins. The polls are the polls. I don't really pay attention to polls. I never do.
Gotta go out and vote.
Because it's very misleading on both sides.
Yeah.
So, but you can tell that this is a major issue in this country. It's always been a major issue. And if you're on one side and majority of people are on this side, you're going to be the odd man out.
And he could have swayed a lot of Democratic votes.
Yeah.
Standing on that.
Right.
And he just turned around and whiffed. So,
Right.
like I said, I'm not here to judge him.
Exactly.
Just from the outside looking in, that takes the spotlight off of Walz and now puts the ball back in their court.
I ain't gonna lie to you, and you need to make sure that you try to get as much heat off of you as possible, because JD Vance is the worst.
Yeah.
He's the absolute worst. He's that dude that's in high school that just goes up to you and has a conversation randomly and is very uncomfortable, but they don't know what else to say to you. So they kind of like, you see a black guy and they say, "Hey, what's up, my G?" And it's like, my dude, I don't speak like that. You
Yeah.
can just be able to say hello to me.
Say hello.
You know what I mean? Like,
say hi.
he's that guy. Like, he just seems very, very awkward, and he looks like he doesn't have much friends. That's what he comes off.
A lot of interactions that he's put out have been
Awkward.
awkward when he goes into certain businesses to talk to the people.
And when he went into the donut shop, the girl looked at him. She's like, "I don't want to be on camera, my man. Don't put me on camera. Yeah, I know exactly who you are. I don't want to be. Hey, how long you work here?"
Yeah, he went in front of the firefighter convention and they just
booed the hell out of him. Yo, that's your event. They know you here. He's like, "Oh well, a lot of supporters, a lot of haters here, huh?" Like,
wilding. So
yo, I've never heard a politician get more splattering claps than JD Vance.
Yeah.
He will say something all year. It'll be one person. Yeah, woo.
That's his PR team.
Yo, yeah. It'd be his wife. Hey,
His
woo.
wife.
Like, listen, it ain't looking good.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. It's too early,
Yeah.
but it ain't looking good. That's all I'm saying. Moving on. We're going to get off this because I have a bone to pick with you.
What'd I do?
I say it all the time that I think you're one of the most thoughtful, caring people in my life. You care a great deal for the people that you love, right? And you give that energy off to, Silent Assassin. You see her, you greet her well, my fiance, you give her gifts, all these things. You're a great person. You are. I'll never talk bad about you. However, you are a piece of shit.
Hey.
You are. Because all right, he gives off this nice vibe, but I get something different, right?
You know the true me. You're my friend.
Right, I do, and I don't like it. I
You
don't
don't
like it
like
because
it.
when I see all that other shit, I'm like, all right, I don't see that side. I know what he's trying to do, right? He is the puppet master. So what he did was, he sent me some stuff today, right? Or was it yesterday, whatever it was, and watching it, I'm just like, okay. I mean, I agree with this. This is pretty bad. And he keeps sending me stuff, right? So then the light hit me. I said, "Oh, you want me to do your bidding, sir? You want me to be the beacon and the microphone for you? I will, but I have to let people know that you caused this. This is not me. You caused this. I'm gonna finish it. All right? He's the political strategist. I'm the one that's gonna stay on stage.
You have a way with words
and talk. Right? That's all it is. So I'm going to let the cat out of the bag right now. He sent me clips of Angel Reese's game, right? Angel Reese, she's a rookie. Her, Caitlin Clark. You know, Angel Reese is on the Chicago Sky. Caitlin Clark's on the Indiana Fever. These are the two people that people have been talking about the entire year, right? This is what has caused ratings to increase. You know, there's new media rights deals that they're getting. All of these things are great, right? So both women should applaud themselves because they have their fan bases. There's a competing fan base, which is good for sports because there's competition. There's going to be a rivalry-ish for the next X amount of years. Cool. However, let's go ahead and get to the bare bones and get to the nooks and crannies of the actual like foundation of this situation. She's not very good right now.
Nah.
And I'm gonna be honest. I watch a lot of basketball. I'm not a big fan of WNBA, but I watch Caitlin Clark. I watch Aja Wilson. There's a whole bunch of girls out there that can hoop, right? Juju is in USC,
She's
busting ass, right?
Yeah.
I wave up. But Angel Reese ain't good right now.
No.
I'm not saying that she's not going to be good a year from now, 10 years. She may be the next Shamika Holdsclaw or Lisa Leslie or whoever it is, right? She's on path, but she's not good right now. So any Angel Reese fan that's telling me that she's on par with Caitlin Clark, you're crazy. You're crazy and you're not watching a basketball game. Caitlin Clark, just tonight, right? We record on a Friday night, put up 32 points, 12 assists. She shot 57% against the Chicago Sky. Bust her ass.
They bust her ass.
Bust her ass. 181. They not on the same level at all. More importantly, I've seen Caitlin Clark make layups. I've seen her go to the basket and make a layup. I have yet to see Angel Reese make 3 layups in a row consecutively. There's a reason why she's averaging 13 points and 13 rebounds. You know why? Because she misses everything in the rim and grabs the rebound. There ain't no white girl out there that could be able to jump with her, so she get the rebound again.
Yeah.
And that's all it is.
Clanks it off the board again.
I've seen, there was one time she ran to the basket, 6. She threw it on the right side of the rim, and it went to the middle of the backboard and went to the left side. She grabbed the rebound, shot it back on the other side. Grabbed the rebound again, shot it back in the middle. She had 5 rebounds in a 30-second span and scored no points.
Nuts.
I don't want to hear nothing. When you go 4 for 16 and you taking point-blank range shots, you're not very good. You're not very good. Dennis Rodman never said that he was a great offensive player. He was a rebounder.
And he rebound and kick it out.
He was the man. Ben Wallace, right? Maybe she needs to realize that offense ain't her game.
Yeah.
Stop shooting. Go get 25 rebounds. Be Draymond Green or something. You can't score. And the people that think that she's not Magic Johnson to Caitlin Clark's Larry Bird. It ain't. That's not this type of party. She's not good. She's not. And the women that support this, right, that don't watch, shame on y'all too. Oh, well, you got to give her a chance. You don't watch the game neither.
Yeah, and they the loudest ones.
You don't watch the game neither. All the girls in Team USA went to the Olympics, worked out in Paris. None of y'all watched it. None of y'all watched it. And y'all mad at Caitlin Clark. Why? Because she's nice? Because she can actually play basketball? Or is it the fact that she's white?
That's what it is. Because
the fact that she's white.
You can't big her up.
And she got swag.
You can't big her up without 20 people in your inbox and 20 people on your comments. Talk about Angel Reese. You
know what I'm going to start doing? You know what I'm going to start doing? Not to cut you off. Anytime I talk highly about Caitlin Clark and somebody says Angel Reese, I'm going to post her box score. What is this? 3 for 19? 18 rebounds and 9 points? Get her the fuck out of here. She's not good right now. I'm like I said, you people are gonna listen to one part of this because I know how you are. You're gonna hear one part.
Yeah.
She's not good right now. That doesn't mean that next year that she's not gonna be able to get a coach to be able to learn how to lay up and finish at the rim. But right now, she's one of the worst finishers I've ever seen in basketball. I've seen kids at the high school level finish better than her. She's a grown-ass woman. Take that Reese's Pieces money that you're getting and go get yourself a layup coach. Go get somebody's failing you.
Yeah.
Somebody's failing you.
Wow.
It's horrible.
And NBA 2K had the nerve to have a graphic where she's taking a step back 3 when they tried to
step back 3. I would love to know what her 2K stats are. Her close range gotta be on a 38. It gotta be.
Yeah.
There's no way you can have a close range anywhere close to 78. It gotta be about 35 or so. She can't score.
Nuts.
So let's stop all of this comparison shit.
Yeah, that's what needs to stop.
This needs to stop right now. Caitlin Clark is here. Angel Reese is down here in the basement. She in the basement with the dehumidifiers and the space heaters. That's where she's at. Caitlin Clark is on the super sweet level with the nice roses on the bed and the champagne. That's what she get. That's what she getting. Angel Reese not there yet.
Yeah.
She can get there. She's not there right now. And anybody who is lying about this needs to be honest, because we need to stop this. All right? Just because we're saying that her game is bad right now doesn't mean that we bashing her and she can't be good, or you not supporting your own people. I'm supporting the skill. She ain't got it right now.
Yeah, they need to start bringing her name up when they talk about Caitlin.
Facts. When we talk about Caitlin Clark, let's keep it there. If you want to put in INS school with Caitlin Clark, if you want to put in Diana Taurasi, Asia Wilson, all these other good players, then we can have that comment. But Angel Reese, nah. No. 6 for 19. 19 rebounds and 9 points.
Nuts, bro. Oh, man.
Yo, I'm telling you, all the clips that I see are misses.
It's not just the box score. Look at some of the game scripts.
It's bad.
It's bad. Angel Reese puts up a shot. Miss. Rebound, Angel Reese. Puts another shot. Miss. Rebound, Angel Reese. Like, bro.
Silent Assassin, you know what you're going to have to do for this whole segment here. You're gonna have to, if people don't believe me, they need to see it.
Yeah.
They need to see it, right? They don't need to see my face. They just plaster it there for a good 10 seconds for people to realize what I'm actually talking about. Because people just see box scores, right? They don't see field goal percentage. They don't see none of that stuff. They see the box score, 14 points, 14 rebounds. You don't know how many shots she took to get 14 points.
Sometimes you got to watch the game.
Facts. Watch the games. That's it. Last thing before we move on. Yo, I didn't get to talk about this. I'm going to talk about it briefly, and then we're going to move on to covering some football. Yo, J-Lo is for the streets, bro.
Listen, who's going to get the sixth ring first, her or LeBron?
Definitely J-Lo. 100%. Because her old ass continues to get hits. Like, yo, listen.
Yeah.
She doesn't look the same, but people still think this is the same J-Lo. She's for the streets. She been for the streets.
Yeah.
You know
I
what I'm saying?
mean,
a couple weeks ago, it's not J-Lo. It's not. Like, from, like, back in the day, it's a completely different person.
It's the same person.
I don't think so.
Same person.
it's not Jenny from the block.
No, like, the look of her and everything.
She's old.
The attitude. Some of the stories I've
But
heard.
she's always had that. I've heard stories dating back 25 years, bro.
Yeah, but with those type of stories attached to your name, how is somebody going to want to be with you long term?
Yeah, Ben Affleck probably told her, he's like, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Selena. I'm just saying. Sorry, but not sorry.
That's why she hit him that time?
Facts. That's why she divorced him.
Oh, man.
You don't really have that much talent. It was.
You think A-Rod's going to spin the block?
No. A-Rod will be fooled. Listen, he owns a basketball team now. Just stay away.
Yeah.
Stay away, right? Stay away. She for the streets.
Yeah. It's time.
And it's okay I think if she comes out and just admits that, we'll be good. I think we'll respect that. But you trying to get wife, that's not for you. It's not for you. Clooney realized that, younger, now he's settled down and realized that I'm slowed down. I can be able to handle this now. Derek G, the same thing. He waited until he was out of the game. Had a family now, right? J-Lo for the streets.
For the streets. Mark Anthony don't come back. A-Rod don't come back.
He wouldn't even spin the block.
Nah. I mean, because Benny's spinning the block. The only person who would right now would be great for his PR. I don't think Ken. The only other, no. That might be worse PR.
That would be worse. That would be worse. That would be worse because people would look at him like, yo, really, dude? Like, is that what you do with yourself? You have really hit rock bottom at this point. We thought it was bad before.
Oh.
No Diddy.
Yo, she for the streets, bro.
For the streets.
Oh, man.
Like, after the break, we're going to go through these NFL divisions because it is football time.
Oh, yes.
And it's time.
One more week, baby.
Some real get into the nooks and crannies of what's going on with these divisions and who's gonna be what.
Got a lot of good storylines this year.
Give our predictions and see how it falls after the break.
Yo, it's your man DJ G Money from that Flip the Script podcast. You see it? We in the studio right now. Flip, shut up. Yeah. Oh, listen. Shout out to the All Even podcast. My man Barry Grant Jr. What's up, man? What happened? What you want to say to the people?
Shout out somebody else's podcast?
Yeah, my nigga the joint. What's up?
All Even.
All Even podcast.
Yo, it ain't even up here, boy. We put this what's up, man? All Even. Yo, oh my God. What's up with you, man? Now that's the shout out, you keeping this?
Yeah, keep all that. You want to jump
All
in the
Even
camera?
podcast, right?
Yeah, All
Shout out
Even.
to All Even podcast, right? All Even? That's your man?
My man.
All right, shout out to All Even podcast.
100%. He cool. Is he cool? Let me see. Is he cool?
G. What is it, G? Oh. Shout out, G. Oh.
He cool, man.
NFL predictions. NFL season is underway very soon, but we're going to get it out of the way right now because trust me, we need to talk. We need to talk about what's going on.
Best time of the year.
It really is.
It's like the day before Christmas.
It really is, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know that dead period in sports between July and
Late
August or mid-August. It's like there's nothing really to talk about. But now, as September starts to roll around, football. All right, we are going to do segment where we go through the divisions. We're going to talk about these teams, and it's about best in division, surprise in the division, and stock down in the division. So everybody's going to get that. You know, you'll have yours, I'll have mine. I think we'll probably be simpatico in a lot of these, and we'll see how we go with that. Let's start off with the NFC North.
All right.
So we have Chicago Bears, we have the Detroit Lions, we have the Green Bay Packers, and the Minnesota Vikings.
And the Vikings. That's a fun division.
It is. So I will give you first dibs, Six. Who is best in division to you right now?
Best in the division? I mean, you have to go to Lions, right? What they've been doing the past couple of years, them getting to the NFC Championship last year, just the way the team is structured, they're fun. A lot of people you can root for on the team. Jared Goff with the bounce back. Jahmyr Gibbs, the young running back who could possibly be a phenom this year. Amon-Ra St. Brown, a wide receiver I feel like everybody loves because he made it off his work ethic, not just flash.
First one to get paid.
Got paid. Yep. So, yeah, I mean, got a crazy coach, you know, biting people's kneecaps. And that speech that we made fun of a couple of years clearly worked.
Absolutely.
Brought that team up.
Supreme motivator.
Yeah.
He's a Tim Walls of the NFL.
So, I mean, it's just a great division. Then you got Caleb Williams, the phenom at USC. Everyone's waiting to see what he's going to do. Just off the preseason, he looks phenomenal. He looks like he's going to step into that quarterback role and have that team ready to rock, ready to roll. Might already be the best quarterback Chicago's ever had.
Facts.
Hasn't even played a game yet.
Rex Grossman's not the best.
Sexy Rexy was my guy, but I don't think he's Caleb Williams. And then who else? We got the Green Bay Packers, baby. You know, first Brett Favre. They transitioned from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, and now they got the new guy in the house, Jordan Love. And his coming out parties, I mean, apologize, but he threw his coming out party on your team last year to Dallas. So I think people are super excited to see what he does. That receiving trio is going to be fire. Not so sure how the running back's going to do, but I think they're going to throw the ball a lot in Green Bay. And I'm definitely excited to see what they do. And, I mean, the Vikings were in that conversation because J.J. McCarthy was looking pretty good in the preseason. Sadly, he got hurt. But they got the number one receiver by pay in the league right now, Justin Jefferson. I know he's going to still cook. So I'm ready to see what that team does, even though I think they're probably going to take a step back without the quarterback. But this is not going to be an easy division. Okay. I definitely got the Lions taking it.
So you got the Lions best in division, right?
Best in division.
So who is your surprise team in that division this year?
It's a surprise, but it's not a surprise. It got to be the Bears. They finally have a quarterback. They built a good team around the quarterback before he even got there. I don't know about surprise because I still really don't even have them going 9 to 10 wins and hopefully sneaking onto a wild card. But I mean, from the way the Bears have been these past few years, man, like for them to come up and even get 10 wins, I think they're going to be the surprise of the division.
Okay, and who is your stock down in the division?
Gotta go with the Vikings. They lost their QB. I think they would have battled it out with the Green Bay. I think Green Bay, as much as I love Jordan Love, I'm not sure how that defense is going to shake out, and I don't think they have a very strong running game. So I do think they would have battled it out with Green Bay for third in the division while looking good doing it. But with them losing their quarterback, I think, they're going to have a couple good games, but I don't think they have anything to really be excited about outside of watching Justin Jefferson just dominate week in and week out.
Okay, I like those. I think we're gonna be in line with most of that. I think best in division, obviously, you have to go to Detroit. I think the fact that they locked up Amon-Ra St. Brown was a big thing for them. It's really, really important to make sure that they have that in place. My man Jamie Lee Curtis is doing his thing. He's revamped his career at the quarterback position, and who would have thought 3 years ago when they made that trade, that he would be here, right? That he would actually be in a situation where he's one of the best quarterbacks in football.
Yep.
Right. So just having that alone, I think the momentum that they had last year, how their season ended last year in the playoffs, they played very well. But, they were very close to beating the 49ers in the playoffs and came up short. So that gives them a lot of confidence going into this season, realizing that they could be one of the best teams in football, not just the NFC, but in the entire league because of how they went neck and neck with the San Francisco 49ers in the playoffs. Surprise for me, I'm not going to go Bears yet. The reason why I say that is because yes, they've made some changes. They've had they've put some guys on the outside. They've given Caleb Williams some weapons, but I still think that they're a year away from being decent, maybe even 2. Then they're gonna struggle a little bit, and that's okay. It's a part of the game. I think the surprise, you have to put Green Bay. I think Green Bay had a decent season last year. Nobody really expected it, but I think it's going to be more of a surprise to people this season to see the leap that they take, being a team that, had to fight every week to the end of the season to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
To them being an actual surefire playoff team this year and having a guy that might be in the running for MVP. He's that good.
He put it together at the end of the year.
For a kid to struggle that much to start the season and to figure it out the way he figured it out mid-season and to really excel, that just tells you that this guy has the factor, the X factor to be good. I always look at those trends for young quarterbacks. What is your year 1 to year 2 jump? How are you reading defenses as the weeks go on? Are you progressing as the season goes on? Are you getting better or are you getting worse? This is what I'm seeing with him, and his trajectory is right on point with guys that are the upper echelon in the league. So he's on his way to being one of the best quarterbacks in football. So I think that they're my surprise team. Just saying that, okay, yeah, we kind of crept into the playoffs last year, shocked Dallas, but I think now it's going to be like...
But let's show you who you really are.
Surprise! Like, you didn't think that we was going to be here? We here now. You know what I mean? Obviously, stock down, it has to be Minnesota, just because you lose J.J. McCarthy, you lose your quarterback. Sam Darnold is now the guy de facto. Who knows? He's
the best supporting cast he's ever had.
Exactly. So. He has weapons. He's a good coach over it. He might be able to take a step, but I just think that there's so many things against them, especially for them to be able to even compete in their own division against those teams that they have to go against is going to be tough. Even a team like Chicago is going to give them fits in regards to that matchup. Their defense is not as good. Jordan Addison is there on offense. You have Jefferson. They have weapons over there, but at the same time, it's just, not having that surefire thing. We're not even saying that J.J. McCarthy was going to be a home run, but he
gave them hope.
He was pegged to be the guy to be able to kind of stabilize the ship. Can Sam Darnold be that guy? He never was that guy at USC, and he wasn't that guy in the NFL so far in his career. Can he find it? He might be able to, but there's too many question marks with this team to say that they have any type of stock up with me. So they're definitely stocked down. Are we gonna talk about records. You want to make an estimation, guesstimation?
It's records. So
If you got the Lions winning the division, what's their record? Do they go 13-4?
that's what I'm thinking. I
Yeah.
think that sounds, for the type of team they are.
Yeah.
4 games, like that's right in the ballpark of them losing.
Right.
Like they'll catch themselves slipping every couple of weeks. I feel like they're going to be a very streaky team, 3-1, 4-1. Like they're going to catch losses when they got to go play an early Thursday night game after playing a Sunday night game.
Right.
Like they're not. I don't think they're just going to beat them on a 1 o'clock on a Sunday. You're gonna have to catch them slipping. And does that happen throughout the course of the season? I think that's how they lose their games. I definitely think they're a 13-4 team.
So 13-4 for the Lions. What about the Packers?
See, the Packers, I want to believe they can get to 11, 12 wins, just because I love the receiving core and there's such a passing league. But honestly, 9-10 wins is really where I see them being, because I don't really trust their defense. And like I said, I think they're going to be one-dimensional. I'm not so sure about their running game.
Right.
Losing Aaron Jones, that guy was a key piece.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure the running back they got to replace him is going to be as dynamic.
Bears.
Yeah. The Bears, man, just let's be realistic. Because even I said 10 wins earlier, but realistically, a 8-9 season or 9-8 season is a good place for them to be.
Good start.
It's a good start.
Yeah.
You want to know that your quarterback has command of the team. You want to know he has good repertoire with his weapons. Going out and asking a rookie to win NFL games for a team that has been historically bad, I think that's going to be a lot on his plate. I just want to see him play well and control the team well by the end of the year. The wins will come, but there's going to be a lot of growing pains this year, and I think that'll be better for him for his career.
And the Vikings.
Oof. Well, for the Lions to lose 4 games is them slipping. I think for the Vikings to win 4 games, it'll. I think that's more their ballpark.
Yeah, I agree. I got the Lions winning anywhere between 11 to 12 games. Whether they go 11-6, 12-5 is going to be enough to win a division. Green Bay, I think anywhere between 10 and 11, 9, 10 or 11, they're going to be in there in the race. Chicago, I agree with you in regards to it's not really about the wins and losses this year. It's more about getting Caleb Williams comfortable, commanding that team, getting the trust of his teammates, understanding that he has the, learning how to be a pro. That's very important for young quarterbacks that are just thrown into the fire. And for the Vikings, Burger King is hiring for them.
Yeah.
It's one of those, like, if you get 5 wins, just thank the football gods.
Yeah,
If
seriously.
you get 5, right?
Yeah.
Because you can be able to still get yourself a high draft pick. Now you can figure out, okay, is JJ our guy? Do we have to draft him somebody else? Now you're in a position where you can be able to have some leverage and wiggle room and maybe make some trades and kind of booster your team. So, don't worry about no wins either. Yeah. Vikings fans out there, don't worry about the woo. You ain't going to hear that a lot this year. You ain't going to hear that horn this year. It's not going to happen. All right? Moving on to the AFC North, we have the Baltimore Ravens, Cincinnati Bengals, Cleveland Browns, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is also going to be one of the very, very interesting divisions. 6, best in division.
Best in division. You cannot go Baltimore. Year in and year out, they be having the season on lock. I love how they played last year. I hate how they lost in the playoffs last year, but this is just a tough team, man. They know how to run the ball. Lamar is still coming along as a passer, but they know what their strengths are. It's not off his arms, which is why I hated how they lost in the playoff. It's just running, tuck that ball up the gut. We're going to split your people in half and then play solid defense. And I think that's all you really need in this division. It's historically a tough division. I think 2 teams may have taken a step back. I love the Ravens this year to take it all the way, especially with the way they lost in the playoffs. I feel like Lamar's gonna have that fire in his belly to carry his team. The Bengals, they're fun. I think they may have peaked, man. I think they may have peaked. I think Joey B is nice. I think there was way too much turmoil in the offseason. Last year, you had Joey B being hurt on and off. Is he injury prone? Because he's starting to get that tag.
I think he is.
You got Jamar Chase around the team for training camp, but not practicing.
Wants his money.
He wants his money. T. Higgins practice franchise tag.
Wants
How
his
happy
money.
is he going to be? You got rid of Mixon. Let's see what your running game is like. Like, I think the Bengals, they're always going to be able to compete because they have a Joe Burrow, but I think quietly that's a team in flux. The Browns, that's what you get. That's what you get. You put out that credit card, you paid the credit card, you maxed it out to get yourself a quarterback, and now you got to pay for it. And sadly, you bought yourself a lemon on that credit card, but you still got to pay for it.
Right.
So that's what you're dealing with right now. And the Steelers, listen, Tomlin's going to be Tomlin. He's going to eke out his 9-8 season. He's going to make it happen, but I don't really see too much for that team, to be honest with you. Having to pick between a late stage Russell Wilson and a Justin Fields, who I never thought was good. And the craziest part is that's the best quarterback they've had in years since Big Ben's left.
Right.
But I don't see that team doing too much.
Okay, so your best in the division is going to be the Baltimore Ravens. Who is your surprise?
I think we're gonna be because does it have to be a good surprise?
No, it can be a bad surprise.
I think we're gonna be surprised at how the Bengals finish the year. I don't think, even if they have a winning record, it's going to be a 9-8 winning record. I don't think they're going to be the team that everybody wants them to be. Everybody consistently has put them as the Chief Killer or the Patrick Mahomes Killer, and they faltered many years in a row after that.
Right.
Even to the point where the people are looking at the Bills crazy. I think we got to look at the Bengals and be like, yo, when are you guys going to make a move?
That's fair.
So I think that's going to be the surprise.
Stock down.
The Browns. They keep winning off the strength of their defense and their running game, but Deshaun Watson is just a ghost of himself, a shell of himself. With Nick Chubb being out and being hurt, I think that defense is still going to be great. Kevin Stefanski has done a great job, but you got to score points, baby. You got to score points to win in this league. So I can see them bottoming out, and like I said, you got to pay for your sins.
I hear you. I am gonna flip flop this. I think best in the division. I'm going Bengals. I'm going Cincinnati. Listen, I can't go against my man Joe Burrow. I think he's going to come back with a vengeance. I think that, Jamar Charles, or what was not Jamar Charles, Jamar Chase. He's going to go out there and make sure that he tells people that I need my money. I need my money. I'm going to go out here and catch 15 passes, 150 yards every game. Give my money. Right? And they still have a very good 1-2 combination. They have a very good offense. Their offensive line is much improved. Their defense is pretty good, right? They just need some consistency out of their quarterback. Can he stay healthy? Can he stay upright? Because I think if he can, they're gonna cause fits for teams like Baltimore, teams like Cleveland, and stuff like that. I'm not saying that it's gonna be there's a wide disparity between the Bengals and the Ravens. I just think that if we're gonna pick best in division, who's gonna win it, I like the Bengals. That's I like what they have. I like the Ravens, but I'm still not a believer in regards to Lamar Jackson's throwing ability. I think he's made strides, as you said. The addition of Derrick Henry is gonna really help them, right? The offensive coordinator has done a lot of good things for that offense. Year 2 is going to be a lot different. He's more comfortable now. The team is more comfortable in that offense. So I want to see what they do, but I still think that I like Joe Burrow. I like the Bengals, and I think that they have something for everybody this year. Surprise. My surprise is definitely the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're gonna surprise. You know why? Because Mike Tomlin is gonna listen. I've never seen a head coach drag more dead bodies to the playoffs than Mike Tomlin.
Yeah,
the man drags dead bodies to the playoffs. It's not gonna change this year. People gonna think, oh man, they're gonna drop all because they gonna be just fine. They got Mike Tomlin. They got that fraud washed quarterback as a guy right now, in regards to Russell Wilson. He's a little bit better than the regular dead bodies that they normally have out there, right? They're going to be surprised. I think they're going to be a big surprise. I'm surprised, meaning like they might end up being competitive for like maybe 11 games. I can see them winning 11 games if things break right, which is a pretty good season for this particular team. I think that they're going to be my surprise. And my stock down is definitely the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. The stock down is the Cleveland Browns because I don't see Deshaun Watson getting better. I don't think that, and I think that what we saw in Houston, outside of the scandal and what happened with him, I just don't see a guy that is really taking time to pay attention to the game.
Yeah.
I think he uses a lot of his athleticism and his big arm to try to get out of predicaments, and he's not thinking the game at this stage of his career. He's a veteran now. He should be thinking the game a lot better than he's doing. And that's my issue with him. It has nothing to do with what happened. It has to do with how he's processing the game. I just don't see the step up that I expected from him at this stage of his career.
It's sad, man. This guy was dynamic. I remember him at Clemson. He was phenomenal. I remember him going against the Chiefs 24-7. He was great. Like, that year off, really, like, he's a guy who might need a sports psychologist.
Yeah.
But from what we've seen,
there's some guys that they get the yips, man. That thing is real. That thing is real. You know what I mean? So definitely stock down for the Browns. I mean, look, they still have one of the best defenders in all of football, right? In Myles Garrett. But at the end of the day, you need some more. You need, like, I don't know if they can be able to be consistent and put together a consistent season. I think what you're going to see with them is pockets of good play mixed in with inconsistent play and average play or below average play, and then you're going to get a pretty much
and that's the
average
thing
season.
why I said stock down. I see them doing that against people outside of the division in the AFC.
Yeah.
I don't really think they're going to have it inside the division like that.
Right.
This is a tough division.
It is.
And I don't really see them rattling off that many wins within who they got to play. So.
I think maybe 11 or 12 wins may win this division. Honestly.
Yeah.
It's not going to be,
not running away with 13 and 12.
Yeah.
You're going to have to fight for this.
They're definitely going to have to fight for it. Let's see. How much time we got to go?
22.
All right, we good. Let's go NFC East.
Nah, you take it away with this one. This is your division.
Got Giants, Eagles, Commanders, Cowboys. I think this division is going to be a lot more competitive than people think it is. I think the Commanders are much improved. I think the Giants are still a dumpster fire, but I think that they've made some really good additions draft-wise. They have some skilled guys now that they can be able to. Obviously, they lost some stuff too, but I think they're taking strides in the right direction to become a consistent team. Outside of the quarterback, I like other places that they've made some additions. Best in division for me. God, this is tough.
Mm-hmm. That's why you have to go first.
For me to even have to admit this, you know what? I'm going Cowboys. Damn it. Best in division.
Wow.
The Dallas Cowboys.
Wow.
Because here's the thing, and here's my reason, and this is why you may agree with me. Why I mean by best in the division, I think they're going to win the division because they have the biggest poser in football. When you have a guy like Dak Prescott that is a regular season dynamo, he's going to look like Tom Brady. He's going to have all these numbers. He may pass for 45 touchdowns and throw 7 interceptions and be on the cusp of being an MVP. All that stuff is true, right? It's going to happen. It's going to happen. CeeDee Lamb is going to break more records, right? I think Tolbert is going to come along fine. I think Brandon Cooks is going to have a bounce back year. Get closer to 1,000 yards, be more in the offense. I think the running game with Dalvin Cook coming on, I think he's going to give a little dynamic. Zeke is back with the passing game and the pass protection. That's important. We have things here, and I think that they're going to be good. It's just the playoffs. The playoffs is the problem, but we were talking about in season. So Cowboys, surprise of the NFC East. I am going to go, obviously, the Commanders. The Commanders have made a lot of changes. New head coach, new offensive line, the new skill position. They got a new quarterback. Jaden Daniels is now their guy, right? So there's a lot to like over there, right? They're pretty much the Dallas Commanders. That's all they are. They got mad Cowboy players over there from last season, a couple seasons because Dan Quinn was there, right? Fine. They'll be the biggest surprise. Am I saying that they're going to be a team that's going to make the playoffs? No. But being a surprise, being a team that's actually competitive and has a chance to be able to possibly be in the playoff race within the last few weeks of the season, I can see that happening. You know what I mean? And stock down. Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going Philadelphia because here's the thing. I don't like the team. I think Saquon's good, right? But you lost Hassan Reddick. That's a big subtraction from your defense. It's huge. Like, that's a guy that's been one of the best pass rushers in football over the last few years. That's something that you're going to miss. You know what I mean? They couldn't get a contract, extension, whatever. They're going to miss that. Saquon Barkley, he's a good player, but I don't look at Saquon Barkley as an impact guy. He's not a guy he's not Emmitt Smith. He's not Christian McCaffrey. He just doesn't have that type of feel to me. He's good. He's going to be a good addition to the offense. And Jalen Hurts. I'm not sold. I'm not sold on him. He had a terrible season last year. His head coach is an idiot, right? There's a lot to not like on this team. Stock down, man. Stock down. That's what I'm going with. I'm going to go with.
Oh, man. I'm going the complete opposite.
No, hold your thought. We're going to, after the break, I want to know what you feel about the NFC East.
Yo, this is Cigar Gents and Gals. I want to give a shout out to my boy Barry for Leaving Podcast. Keep doing your thing, bro. Killing it.
Welcome back, y'all. So, Six is going to give his breakdown of the NFC East. I don't think he liked mine.
I don't
think he liked it.
I think, first of all, you're a fan, so I can't even call it haters.
I'm
you're
biased.
A fan.
I am.
You should be biased.
There was a curve. There definitely was a Cowboys curve.
I didn't see that coming. Yo, and even with you being a fan, I thought you would have been a little bit more objective. But you're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
I was objective. I'm saying that if we're talking about regular season, they are going to be there and then disappoint you in the playoffs. This is just what it is.
So that's the thing that's crazy to me. I'm switching because I was going to go stock down for the Cowboys.
That's fair.
Not down as in they're not going to be a good team. I just think they're going to have to throw so much. I mean, your running back room consists of Ezekiel Elliott. You just sound Dalvin Cook, who I don't think could even move last year. Dak is going to have to sling that thing around a lot. I think he's going to get great individual numbers, which is going to put you guys in some trouble when it comes to that signing. That's a whole different subject. But he's definitely going to get his numbers to get his money. But I don't know how many games you guys are going to win. I feel like you guys have a really tough schedule. I feel like interdivision play is going to be more important than many other teams because I can see the Commanders taking a step up in the division. I think they have Jaden Daniels. Yep. They have Terry McLaurin. And their defense was solid last year.
It was.
So I think they're going to make it. It's going to be a fight. This division has routinely changed hands every year, except for the last couple. But for the most part, they get a new division leader every year.
Absolutely.
The Giants are still going to be terrible. Sorry. It is what it is. But I'm going stock up or best in the division, the Eagles. I think Saquon Barkley is there to hide Jalen Hurts. I don't think Jalen Hurts has taken a step either, just like you and me. But I think he has two really good receivers. I think Brown has an amazing catch radius. Just put the ball in his area. He's going to go get it. You don't need to be that accurate.
He's a linebacker playing wide receiver.
Yeah, I don't see as many tush pushes, but I think that's what they have Saquon for. I think Saquon gets to show how dynamic he truly is this year. And that's why I'm not really going up for them stock up on Jalen Hurts because he does leave a lot to be desired. But I think with the threat of two outside weapons and a much better offensive line, I think Saquon actually gets to show out and gets to show I am that back because he hasn't been able to show it in New York. Right. But at the end of the day, he's had the offense on his back and he hasn't carried them to victory, but he's carried them. I think now he has a good chance to carry a team to victory. So I'm gonna go best in the division, the Eagles. I'm gonna go stock down the Cowboys. Not that they'll be bad. I don't think they're winning 12 games. And what was the last one? Just bad team.
Yeah, well, stock down was the last one, but surprise team. What's your surprise team? Commanders?
I'm gonna go Commanders just because.
Just off default. Because
just off default.
Yeah,
because
the Giants are rubbish.
Surprise is a funny word. Yeah, is that you took the words right out of my mouth?
They're rubbish.
They're rubbish.
So you only it's a 3-team division. It
Yeah,
really is.
Yeah.
Sorry, Silent Assassin. Just what it is. All right.
Sure.
Yeah, you need to burn that. Right? Burn that. Also, there's a lot of kids that are in other countries that wear stuff like that are just like cast off stuff. You can just give it to them. They'll love it.
They'll love it.
They'll
They're
love
happy
it.
to get it.
They'll be very appreciative. Okay. But here,
At least I got 2, so I don't know who else got anything.
well, listen. At least she's seen some Super Bowls. I haven't seen any. I haven't seen any since I was a very, very small boy. You know what I mean? Last time I saw was what? I was 9?
Yeah.
10? It's crazy. It's ridiculous. So, it's yeah, I agree with you. I think it's a 3-team race. Now, listen. Obviously, we're going to have to spend a little bit more time in this division. We will go ahead and move on to the AFC East shortly. But I definitely want to ask you about the Dallas Cowboys in this contract negotiation between Dak Prescott and Jerry Jones. Like, we've always had discussions about players' contracts, and you seem to be pretty spot on in regards to your assessment, how it's going to go, what that person is going to command. What are your thoughts right now? How are you leaning? Because the way I see it, I think that Jerry Jones is done.
I was completely against you at the beginning of the summer.
Yeah.
I think we might have started your show with Dak's negotiations with the first ones. I've kind of touted my record with you just because, I like catching W's. This one, I am perplexed. And this
you
one...
have to concede. Don't
I might have to... Listen, a smart man knows when to hold them, knows when to fold them.
Give me the win.
I might have to give you the win on this one because I think Dak gets his money, but I don't think he gets it with the Cowboys.
Correct.
Because the writing feels like it's on the wall, man. Jerry Jones is the type of person, he likes to make splash plays. He likes to make splash signings. Sometimes it feels like the only reason he doesn't sign a player, it's not because he's not going to, is he enjoys the talking point of the whole summer.
He does.
The conversation of when they're going to sign him.
He was always going to sign CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
He just likes to needle the media a little bit. And the players as well.
But when his tone, when it comes to Dak Prescott, it's like, bro, if you don't get us to the NFC Championship, what do I need you for?
Yeah.
So he's making him play for the contract, offensive coordinator play for a contract, and the coach. I don't think he's going to get rid of the coach, but I think he wants to needle the coach the way he's been needling the media. Like, we don't need to sign the extension right away.
But, think about it. After the loss to the Packers, right? He gave everybody that sense that he was ready to move on from Mike McCarthy, right? Everybody was like, oh, man, Mike McCarthy about to get fired. And then not shortly after that, he's like, hey, Mike's going to come back. So he loves to keep, like you said, he loves to keep the Cowboys in conversations. I think Jerry Jones is one of those people. He's kind of like Donald Trump. Like, he watches every single news clipping show that's covering the Dallas Cowboys because that's what he likes, is that if Dallas is in everybody's purview and they're talking about them, it's good for business. That's how I think Jerry Jones operates, right?
Yeah.
But for me, I think that, like you said, his tone when it comes to Dak Prescott is very... They are here.
Yeah.
Most of the players, when he's in negotiations, they're mostly Jerry's guys. They like Jerry. They speak to him directly. They can be able to have conversations. It's never been that way between Dak and Jerry. Dak has kept Jerry Jones at a distance for a reason. I think it's because he doesn't want to get labeled as a Jerry guy and then get taken advantage of come contract negotiation time, which, to be fair, I don't really think that Jerry takes advantage of his players. I think for the most part, he overpays his players.
A lot of them,
very handsomely. So the thing is that whatever the situation is and however they feel about each other, I think Cowboys fans need to be real with themselves. And I've had arguments with people that are Dallas Cowboys fans that are the biggest Dak supporters. Hey, he needs to get his money because what else are we going to do? I'm just like, you know what? You guys are the reason why Jerry Jones is like this now. I remember back in 2020, everybody was they were up in arms. Oh, Dak needs his money. You had all these NFL pundits. He needs his money, blah, blah, blah. Even guys who don't even think Dak was good were telling he needs his money, right? Know the outcome. He needs his money. So all of these fans protesting, taking to the streets, going to the radio stations and calling in, going on YouTube, going on their social medias and voicing their displeasure about Dak not getting paid. Jerry caves, gives him the contract. He even admitted that he was not too happy about that in the actual press conference when they were announcing the extension. And he's at this point now where it's like, okay, you've given me good regular season numbers over these last 4 years. We've won 12 games for the last 3 seasons. What's going on in the playoffs? You don't look like the same player.
Yeah.
It's not even the same team. You don't look like the same player once the playoffs start. So what makes you think, and this is what I'm saying, this is what probably Jerry's thinking, what makes you think you deserve a third contract from me? That's how he's looking at it. This is going to be his third contract with the Dallas Cowboys. For you to get a third contract from the same team, there needs to be some level of success that you're having in the postseason. I'm sorry, but if you look at any other team, to get that third contract, that means a lot.
Yeah.
You can't just give somebody a third contract just because you like them. There needs to be some substance there in regards to team success, winning something, getting to the NFC title game, getting close or being in a shootout that, damn, we just missed it. I feel good about giving him this money because we're right there. I don't think Jerry feels that the Cowboys are right there with Dak Prescott. And I think that he said it. He said, what you see is really what you see. He's kind of saying,
when
like,
he talks about CD,
is.
CD's going to be here.
Right.
CD's going to be signed. That's our guy.
It was very different with Dak.
But with Dak, doesn't seem like he's sold. But my thing is, and I know you don't like this, but what do? You have this team that's on the cusp of winning. Last year, you had 9 All-Pros.
Yep.
You have one of the best pass rushers in the league. You have arguably one of the best wide receivers in the league, who you want to ask. You have all these key pieces. Do you turn that team that you feel is on the cusp, 12 wins, 12 wins, 12 wins, good head coach, highest scoring offense, MVP conversation quarterback, do you turn that team over to a rookie? Or to a young player, or to an unproven? Because did you see how Trey Lance looked in the preseason?
I understand. I am not even supporting Trey Lance, but my thing is that at what point do you look and assess your organization and your team and say, we are here every year. We're not bad enough to bottom out. So we're pretty much in sports purgatory. We're not the upper elites, but we're not all the way at the bottom. We're somewhere in that B tier, and that's nowhere to be. You need to start figuring out, is this the path forward? Because maybe you do need to bottom out for a year and kind of readjust and reassess and kind of reset things. You got CeeDee Lamb signed for 4 years. You're going to lock up Micah Parsons. Not paying Dak Prescott that money long term. I'm not talking about for 2025. I know they're going to be on the hook for that. But going forward, you're going to have that relief there where you can lock up your big guys, go get yourself a rookie quarterback, and now your window of success or opportunity to get to that NFC title game opens up again because your guys are young enough to be able to still get there, is what I'm saying. That's why you have to look at it. If these guys were a little long in the tooth and older, I can understand that maybe you have to bite the bullet and sign Dak. But everybody's young. CeeDee Lamb's a young guy. Micah Parsons is a young guy. You know what I mean? Like, all of these guys that they have, they're young guys. The pillars that they have are young guys. You can be able to bottom out for a year and reassess. That's all I'm saying, because you know what's going to happen. This is the movie that you see the trailer and you don't even have to watch the movie
because they gave you
know how it's
everything in the
going to
trailer.
end.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's a what's my man name? The dude it's a Tyler Perry movie. It's a Tyler Perry movie. You already know how this shit going. You already know.
Yeah.
As a Dallas Cowboys fan, I'm sick of it. I want it to be done. Go get your money somewhere else. We will figure it out, and that's it. Let the two part, and look what happened with the Rams and the Lions. With Matthew Stafford, they realized, listen, we can't go nowhere with him. With this iteration of the franchise, he's not our guy. So to respect him, we're going to trade him to somewhere he wants to be.
Yeah.
Look where the two franchises are now.
Yep.
The Rams took a little step back, but after winning the Super Bowl, now they're right back to where they need to be because they have the pieces. They kind of regrouped. Look at where the Lions are. They revamped their entire organization. Why? Because they realized we need to bottom out for a little bit and kind of just retool this entire thing.
Yeah.
And
both came out okay.
That's the success. And that's what I'm saying. Both parties can come out like winners. Dak can get his money and maybe he'll win somewhere else. Maybe he'll win a Super Bowl. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to win one for Dallas if he wins somewhere else. A lot of fans like to confuse that. When somebody goes somewhere else and wins, oh, well, we should have kept him. That doesn't mean you're going to win here. There's a difference between Derek Jeter being a New York Yankee and Derek Jeter being a New York Met. Yeah, you can go ahead and go get $60 million from the Mets, but are you going to win the same way you're going to win with the Yankees? No. It's just not going to happen. So that's the difference, is that you can't expect two destinations to be the same. The organizations are different, how they're run are different, and their successes are different. And this is all I'm saying, is that Dak at this point needs to realize that if he wants to get that label off of him, that he can't win in the playoffs, he needs out of Dallas. And if Jerry wants to be able to get where he wants to go, he needs to get out from under Dak and get somewhere else and have somebody else that maybe fit his mold of quarterback. Maybe he wants somebody that's a little bit mobile, a little bit that can be able to create things with his legs. It works better for both parties to just go your separate ways. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Moving on to the AFC East. This is going to be a very, very good division. If you want to go ahead and tackle this first, because I took the NFC East, you go ahead, sir. You got the Bills, you got the Dolphins, you got the Jets, and you got the New England Patriots. We all know that you are a suffering New England Patriots fan right now.
Man,
my condolences. We already know who stock down is. We don't even have to talk about it. So, best in division for you.
Best in division for me. So this one's a really, really tricky one.
Right.
Everyone's going to go Miami. They have the best player, Tyreek Hill. They have a solid team. Jaden Waddle. Running game.
Yep.
The track athletes.
Right.
Everybody's running 4.3s, running around. How did everybody not pop an ACL last year? It was amazing to me.
You got the cocaine coach.
That's my guy.
Yeah,
that's my guy.
You see what
So,
Miami did to him.
That's
like he looks like a completely different person.
Facts.
3 years removed from being an assistant. He looked like
a character from GTA.
Yeah, facts. You know what I mean?
Cocaine drug lord.
Facts.
But the Bills, roster-wise, take a big step back. But if Josh Allen's who we say he is, they should honestly be right in the thick of things.
All right.
The Jets are a team to me that's a conundrum. Me being a Patriot fan, I'll never root for the Jets. Because, I mean, honestly, they're a little brother for so long, smack them around for so long. But these fans talk so much shit to me being a Patriot fan. I can't ever really stand on the couch for the Jets. But they got my guy over there, Aaron Rodgers. That's my guy. So, and just being in New York, everything we've had to go through since the pandemic, losing half the city to a lot of post-pandemic things. Like, I want the city to get a big win. Seeing the Knicks on the upswing and to see how people are happy about that. If they do well, I'll be happy. I'm not going to be such a New England fan that I can't see people who I live with be happy.
Right.
So I'm definitely rooting for the Jets. But best in the division, I can't say, bro. I think it's a toss-up between Miami and the Bills. I'm going to go with the Bills. I'm going to stand on the table for the Bills because I think Miami is just flash in the pan. They look good. They win a couple games. But they're going to get to the playoffs and do what? They're going to get to a cold weather game and do what?
I was not expecting that.
I think Josh Allen's going to tough it out, grit it out, and surprise team. I think the New York Jets are going to surprise, man. I think they're going to step it up this year. Sadly, Hassan Reddick, I mean, bro, just do what you got to do to come to the team. Take the ride. I mean, you got Garrett Wilson, you got Breece Hall, you got A-Rod. Like, y'all can do something special this year. This is the year for the New York Jets to step it up. 13-year playoff drought. I really think my man A-Rod is going to step out and step up and show y'all why his name is Aaron Rodgers. Because every time y'all doubt him, he comes out and has an MVP season.
And the weapons that they have, man, are
phenomenal. And step back. Well, listen, Patriots, we ran things for a long time. You got to take your lumps. And like you just said with the Cowboys, sometimes you got to bottom out to get your people.
Facts.
Drake May's going to step up into the QB seat after what we saw in the preseason.
I'm curious
I'm
to see
still
how
not completely sold, but I want to see what he has for us. I don't think they win more than 3 games this year. I got them going 2-15, to be quite honest with you.
Now, here's a question for you. If you think that they don't win more than 2 games, do they entertain going back into the quarterback market?
Well, it depends on how he looks.
Right.
Because we don't have a strong defense and we have no offensive weapons.
Right.
If he can at least move the ball with the offense that we have, let's go get this guy a receiver.
Right.
Let's go get this guy a stronger O-line. Let's get some defensive pieces.
Right.
Let's keep him there and surround him with talent to see what he can really do.
But he has to show some potential.
He has to show some potential.
Right.
So, I mean, stock down, but not for long.
Got it. I respect it. I don't think that was bad. I think that was really good. I like the surprise. I was not expecting the Bills. That was good. My best in the division. Going to Jets. I am going the New York Jets. Even the odds makers are saying that the Jets are best in the division. I like what I see. I think the running game is impressive. I think the offensive line, I think the fact that they're getting Vera Tucker back, all of these things are going to be able to help them solidify that offensive line. I think Aaron Rodgers feels a lot more comfortable in the offense. You have Mike Williams as an addition. They have Garrett Wilson, who's probably one of the best wide receivers in football. We're not just talking about in the division. He's one of the best in football. This guy has some of the best hands I've ever seen.
To get 1,000 yards, what he had to deal with last year,
he's amazing, man.
Yeah.
So expect this guy to make a big jump forward in regards to, I can see 115 catches, anywhere between 13 and 1,400 yards, and maybe double-digit touchdowns. He has that type of potential in him. And, I like the defense. I think if Hassan Reddick really understands how special that defense can be, especially that defensive line, he may possibly reconsider and just bet on himself. There's money there on the table. I think the Jets did not trade for him not wanting to pay him. I just think, like we said, we had that conversation a few weeks ago. I think they want him to show that he's here for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we traded for you. We know that we have to pay you, but just show some.
I think it was overzealous. I think he found a piece of leverage. In this sport, I usually can't be too mad when people try to use their leverage. Having conversations with you and other Jets fans, and then watching how Matthew Judon. No.
I'm not a Jets fan.
Sorry. Having a conversation with you and Jet fans, and then seeing how Matthew Judon approached his situation. Right. I'm like, all right, like, show the team what you got.
That's all I'm saying.
And they'll reward you.
Show up, get on board with the program. And I can promise you they'll be giving you or come close to the number that you want, and everybody's happy. You know what I mean? Surprise in the division. Here's my surprise. I'm going Buffalo. I think that I've said a lot of times that I think their window is closing. I like Josh Allen. I think he's really good. I think the fact that they got Stephon Diggs out of there may end up actually making the locker room a lot clearer and not having that cloud over you, because he's been disgruntled for like 3 years.
Yeah.
And everybody knows it.
And he's already starting up.
And the fact that he it was like the elephant in the room, right? So I think the Bills, if they can be able to just figure out how they're going to go about this, they can be a surprise. I think that I've given Sean McDermott a ton of shit. I think that because he's a defensive-minded coach, it kind of handicaps the team a bit. But I think they have enough offense to be able to surprise and kind of hold off the decline of the window closing. Because I think a lot of people are looking at the Bills like, I don't really see them competing that heavy. But I think that they still have a year or two that they can still be able to have a chance to compete, and then there's gonna be some decisions that they're gonna have to be made. I think the Dolphins are fine. I think they're gonna be there, but they're not a surprise. People know what they are. They're a high octane offense. They got the cocaine coach. We know what he does. He's very smart. They got Tua, who I'm not a fan of, and stock down obviously is the New England Patriots. I think they're still doing things that they were doing under the Bill Belichick era that I just don't understand.
Exactly.
Like, you're still not paying guys. They have to figure out a way to get into this digital era instead of operating in the analog era. They're not up to date.
No big free agency splashes.
They're not up to date, man.
The draft was boring. I don't know what the team philosophy is.
Right.
They got rid of Matthew Judon. They could have just paid him and had a leader on the. I don't know.
It's very confusing to me. But listen, they may have a long-term plan. I hope that Gerard Mayo gets a chance to be able to put his system in place, be there for a while, and not get the rug pulled out from underneath them. So let's see how that happens. Moving on to the next division, we got
NFC South.
NFC South. So we have the Panthers, the Bucks, the Saints, and the Falcons.
I think they're gonna be a stomping ground for the league.
Yeah, that does look like
little brother just getting bullied all around, man.
That does look like Hooker's point for the NFL. I'm just saying. I don't know. They might just be, cheeks up.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean? This is the anus of the NFL right here. Not gonna lie to you. This is just spread.
Yeah.
Right? I'm sorry.
A lot of tomato cans.
I don't want to be too graphic, but that's just what it is. This is a receptacle division. It really is. You got the Panthers, you got the Bucks, you have the Saints, and you have the Falcons. I'll take this lead. Best in the division, I'm going Tampa Bay Bucks. I think Baker really, really proved his worth last year. I think he played really, really good. I think the defense was really good. I think that they started to really pick it up towards the end of the year and be a really, really good, consistent team. And they showed a lot of fight in the playoffs as well, which gives you confidence that they can be able to kind of take that next step and be one of the teams that you can consider to be an actual contender in the NFC. Right? So I think just by default, because I think that they just have the best talent in the division, they're the best in the division. Surprise, I will definitely go with the Atlanta Falcons, right? You have to go with them because they are the ones that made the most changes in regards to really kind of revamping the way their team looks, right? Got a new quarterback. They got some offensive pieces. They have some defensive pieces. They switched out their head coach. Now Raheem Morris is not a head coach over there now. So there's a lot of things that they've done to be able to put themselves in the conversation of a team that can actually have a chance at contending. So I think that they're going to be surprised. Are they going to be a team that wins 12 games? Absolutely not. But I do think that they can be a team that can win anywhere between 9 and 10 games, give or take how the schedule breaks for them, right? If Kirk Cousins could be able to stay healthy, listen, we already know that he's a very good regular season quarterback. He's gonna get those young pieces like a London,
Drake London, my guy.
Good. I want to see what he's gonna be able to do with Kyle Pitts. If he can be able to get Kyle Pitts focused and liking football, because it looks like a kid that he's so talented that he looks like he doesn't try hard. And I think a lot of times, he kind of rests on those laurels of being so talented that he doesn't have to really work that hard. That's what it looks like to me. And I think that's the rap that he gets.
Go ahead.
And then obviously they have the Bijan Robinson, which is one of the best running backs in the league. So they have some pieces there. Obviously, stock down. I'm gonna say we're not even gonna mention the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
Stock down. I think the Saints, because they have good offensive pieces, but they tend to not stay healthy. They have injury concerns, and because of that, they're going to be a very inconsistent team. So, and then what is the actual future of this team?
Exactly.
They don't look like a team that's planning or has pieces for the future. They don't have many draft picks. They have to restock that cabinet, right? So, what are their long-term goals? I don't think that they have any. I think they're just kind of going
They're just
season by season,
Yeah.
seeing what happens, right? See if they can be able to catch lightning in a bottle and win some games. So that's why they get my stock down. The Carolina Panthers, they are the butt cheeks of the NFL. They are so bad. And
Yeah.
I don't know if people are regretting, if the organization is regretting choosing
Bryce Young.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. It looks that way. It looks that way. So, what's your thoughts? Who do
I
you
definitely
have?
agree with you on the Panthers, especially having seen how CJ Stroud has just taken the league by storm.
Yeah,
I think Bryce Young is on the clock. He needs to start showing them something.
he need to
But
go eat some food too, bro. He
he a little small.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray is looking at him like, bro, you need to bulk
Facts.
up, bulk
Facts.
up. I'm gonna go surprising for both of us because you actually convinced me. I'm gonna go Falcons best in the division.
Oh wow. Okay.
I think, like you said, Kurt is a good regular season quarterback.
That's he is.
I think he's a pretty good passer. I think he's going to be the one to wake up Kyle Pitts, because the only disagreement with me that I have with Kyle Pitts, I see what you're seeing, but I think he's deflated. I think he's had to deal with so much bad quarterback play. He's running open on every other play and no one's hitting him.
That's fair.
He's just out of it. He's just out of the game. He's going through the motions. So you look at him, oh, he's so talented, he's just going through it. I'm thinking like he just doesn't feel like he has anything to play for. The Falcons have famously underutilized all their weapons. Drake London is actually a phenomenal receiver.
He is.
Only 6 touchdowns in the last 2 years. And Bijan Robinson, as good as he looked last year,
underutilized last
yeah,
year.
he's splitting carries with Tyler Algier, which is probably a decent guy, but you got to give
Right.
Bijan
You draft a guy
way
that
more
high,
touches.
You got to give him.
You got to give him the touches.
Yeah.
So I think they'll put it together under the leadership of Kirk. He might be not going to do much in the playoffs, but regular season, especially Sundays at 1 o'clock, that's the guy you want under center. So I think I'm going to give them best in the division. I'm going to go Carolina. I'm going to go surprise the Bucks, because I think Baker is going to surprise everyone with how good he plays. I think he has potential to be the best player on this team.
Yeah, I agree.
Chris Godwin is getting up there. He's getting older.
The team is a little long in the tooth.
Team is a little long in the tooth. The running back, Richard, he's cool, but I don't think he has... He's a decent running back. I don't think he's great.
Right.
I think the surprise can be how good Baker can be and how many wins he can carry them to. They might not even make the playoffs, but I feel like the wins that they do accumulate are going to be off his arm, and people are going to be excited to see Baker.
Right.
And stock down, we just have to leave the Panthers out of this.
Yeah, we just leave them out.
So I got to go to Saints. I mean, Derek Carr is very uninspiring. I've watched people not even want to take his autograph. And I think the Saints are just a team with no plan. Now, he's good enough, and they have a decent enough roster. They're going to win a couple games they should win. But they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose some games that they probably should win.
It's just like you said off camera. You know, they're gonna beat teams that they shouldn't beat, and they're gonna lose to teams that they shouldn't lose to.
Yeah. So I don't know what that brain trust has for the future. I think they're just trying to get through this season and then see where their draft stock lies and then move from there.
Right.
So
yeah, I agree. I think that there's a lot more question marks and very clouded future for the New Orleans Saints. It just doesn't look positive.
Yeah.
Right now. Moving on to the AFC South, we got the Houston Texans, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars, Tennessee Titans, and the Indianapolis Colts.
This is gonna be a fun division for me.
Fun division, young quarterbacks,
young QBs.
It's definitely gonna be one of those divisions that you want to pay attention to.
A lot of storylines.
A lot of storylines, absolutely.
What is Anthony Richards?
Yeah, how's he gonna come back?
Is the long-haired blonde? Sorry, what's his name?
BoJack Horseman.
BoJack. That's crazy. I just got that. Wow. Is Trevor Lawrence going to be a good That's crazy. Is Trevor Lawrence going to be a good QB?
Who?
BoJack Horseman. Is BoJack Horseman going to be a good QB? That's crazy. I really just got that. Wow. And CJ Stroud's like, what is he going to hit a sophomore slump? The way he be talking about football, I don't think so. This is a guy.
He's a savant.
He sounds like he knows the playbook in and out. He
Yeah.
understands concepts in and out. I have to go with them and best in the division. Even if they regress, it's probably going to be by one game. But I think CJ Stroud really is going to continue to impress and show the league. If we're going to go the best in the division, worst in the division, Titans. What's going on over there? We got
So you're going. So who's your surprise?
My surprise is going to be Indianapolis Colts. Just because Anthony Richardson only really got to showcase 4 games. I think he looked pretty good in those 4 games. His problem is he throws his body around way too much. He shouldn't have never caught that second injury. He kind of put that onto himself. Right. Looking like shades of a young Robbie Griffith III running when he shouldn't be running.
Absolutely.
But second year, multiple injuries, trying to make a name for himself. I think he could really surprise the league. If he starts on the trajectory that he was the first 4 games, I think the league will be surprised because you got 2 big guns in that division. It's going to be him and CJ. So I'm going to go with them for my surprise.
Yeah, and who is your stock down?
Titans. I don't even know what they're doing. Yeah, it's another 3-man race, another division
You're not a fan of Will Levis?
Nah. I don't think he's going to make a lot of noise. He's Sam Darnold-ish to me. They gotta
relax. Don't talk about when you see guys like that.
I mean, the only bright spot on the team, they're kind of holding back. My guy, it's not Trevor Spears. Something Spears with a T. He looked nice. And they're not even giving him the reins. They're keeping him as a second RB. So I don't know what they're doing over there. That's a no man's land. I feel like the Tennessee Titans are gonna be the place in the next couple of years where disgruntled players who want too much money and don't get their contract end up being. So.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. I don't disagree with though. I like your assessment. Best in the division, I definitely have to go Houston Texans just because I think they have the best quarterback in the division. I think CJ Stroud is just a guy that understands football. He understands timing. He understands route trees. He understands how to be able to get that ball out when it needs to get out. He understands what the defense is giving him and what the defense is showing him. All of these things are qualities that you want from a quarterback that's a veteran, not just a second-year guy. So, they're very, very set up for the future. They have one of the best receiving corps in football. Stephon Diggs is over there now. Shouts to you. Stay on your best behavior. You know what I'm saying? But they have a lot of weapons over there that they can be able to utilize. So, best in the division. Surprise team. I'm going with the Colts. I think because Richardson showed me flashes last year, I was so surprised because the fact that he did not have a lot of experience in Florida.
He's raw.
Very raw, and stepped into that situation and played that well. I can't see that him sitting, obviously rehab is something, but him actually sitting helped him more than playing. And I think that the defense, they still have offensive pieces. They still have one of the best running backs in football with Taylor.
Yep.
So, they still have what it takes to be a very, very good team. So that's my surprise. And my stock down is the Jacksonville Jaguars. I am going to say that because here's my problem. They have Doug Peterson over there. They have some weapons. I like their running attack, but I am not sold on BoJack Horseman.
He hasn't shown anything.
I'm just not. Trevor Lawrence was supposed to be Peyton Manning coming out of college. He has not been that. He's been Derek Carr out of college. Seriously, if you are the number 1 pick, you need to show me more than the time where, he had some flashes 2 years ago. He wasn't good last year.
It's not even just number 1 pick. You were one of the most highly touted QBs years.
They said that Trevor Lawrence is one of the most talented players to ever come out of college.
Yeah. Not just number one pick.
Not
That's
just number
different.
one pick. The expectations were, like I said, Peyton Manning, like John Elway. They're making those assessments. Andrew Luck. These are people that they're comparing you to. I don't see that. I don't. I see inconsistent play. I see a guy that lacks confidence sometimes. I see a guy that's not very consistent. Like, those are things that you... And then he just got paid. Okay.
Okay, let's see.
Shouts to you, right? Let's see what you can be able to do. But I just don't... I haven't seen it yet, and I can't say that, yeah, he's going to take a step. I haven't seen it. So I would say that they concern me the most in that division. We all know that, the Titans are... they have a new head coach. Will Levis is there. We don't know what they're going to be. But in regards to stock down for where a team's supposed to be, or... Yeah.
The only reason I didn't give them stock down is because Doug Peterson does always have a really good running game.
It's true.
And I think Travis Etienne could make some noise over there.
If he can stay healthy.
Yeah. But that's the only reason I didn't give them stock down.
Moving on to the NFC West, we have the Cardinals, Seahawks, 49ers, and LA Rams. I think, honestly, this is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Best in the division, 49ers. Obviously, the clock is ticking for that team. I think they're the best team in the NFL. They've been the best team in the NFL in regards to just being on paper. Obviously, we know who the Super Bowl champions are, but just on paper, they've been one of the best teams in football. So, can they crack through? It's Super Bowl or bust for them. It's not about getting to the NFC title game. It's not about winning an MVP for Brock Purdy. It's not about... They need to get back to the Super Bowl, and they need to win that Super Bowl, because there's going to be a contract issue coming up with this team very, very soon. There's a lot of guys on this team that are making $20+ million a year. That, at some point, that bubble is going to burst, and they're going to have to break this shit up, and they're going to have to retool again. So their window is 2 years. They got 2 years to get this shit done. If they can be able to get it done within the next 2 years, then they'll feel more comfortable dismantling it and starting from scratch, right? Surprise team.
That's a toughie. That's a tough one.
I'm going to say Rams. I say the Rams because here's why they're surprised. I don't think a lot of people expected much out of the Rams last year, and they showed you that, yeah, we got some talent here. Puka Nacua, we got Cooper Kupp coming back.
Kyron Williams.
We have a lot of things that you ain't realize we got.
And Stafford was hurt the whole year.
Stafford
he got hurt early.
Right. So now Stafford, he's going to be healthy again. They still got Sean McVay. I think they're going to be like, surprise, motherfuckers, we still here. That's the type of surprise that they coming with. That we're still here. We're a couple of seasons removed from winning the Super Bowl. We ain't that bad. You know what I'm saying? So I think that they're going to be the surprise. And stock down is definitely going to be the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
Seattle Seahawks are the stock down for me because it's just, listen, as good as Geno Smith has been, there's going to be a regress to the mean, right? He's going to be a lot more inconsistent than we've seen because if the pieces are not there, we don't know what the coaching staff is going to look like. I don't know what they're going to bring. I have no idea. So we have to see exactly what that is, but I think that that's a stock down. I think that they're going to have to make some changes very soon within the next few seasons, try to see who their guys are, get younger, turn it over, and, kind of assess what they have. So, yeah, I definitely think stock down for the Seattle Seahawks.
I'm actually going to be pretty close with you. I think the best team in the division, hands down, 49ers.
Right.
It's like, I'm not even discussing. They're one of the best teams in football. Offensive pieces all over the place, defensive pieces all over the place. Right. I want them to win for Fred Warner more than anyone.
Facts.
And Trent Williams, to be honest with you,
right.
who I think could have been the MVP last year, but the guy's an offensive lineman and they're never gonna give it to him. But what the fact is, you're paying Debo, you're paying Christian, now you're paying Ayuk. Trent Williams isn't even getting a piece of the pie. Fred Taylor's not getting the money he should be getting, and then you're going to have Brock Purdy come up, and you see how those quarterback contracts go. So like you said, they got a 2-year window. it's Super Bowl or bust.
Yep.
Winning the Super Bowl or bust. Not even Super Bowl.
No,
or bust.
it's winning.
They got to win the
gotta
Super
win it.
Bowl
Right.
to justify
They've been
this.
there a couple of times already. They got to cash in now.
They got to cash in. So they're going to be the best team. Surprise team. I don't feel like the Rams are a surprise. So I'm actually going to go with the Cardinals.
Okay.
I think Kyler Murray had some time to sit down after getting injured last year. I think he remembers the criticism going into the year with his contract and everything he had to do with it. But you're the first QB to get a video game clause. Like you're playing too much video games. You're not studying enough. I think he plays way too much off script. I think he's been too good for too long, going from high school to college. Now he's in the NFL with this big head. And I think, like it happened to Baker, he had to be humbled. And I think last year that injury might have done it for him. I want to see him with Marvin Harris Jr., a receiver who's phenomenal, but you got to be on time for. So I think they can actually be a surprise, not necessarily by record, but I think the maturity of Kyler, if he matures, I think that could be the surprise.
Just being an exciting team and a team that people want to watch, because they have been a team that nobody wants to watch for the last few seasons.
That's why I'm going to go with them with my surprise. I like the Rams. I don't hate the Seahawks, but I'm just going to go with my Seahawks for stock down. And not for any other reason, they're steady Eddie.
Yeah.
They're going to win a certain number of games.
Very, very vanilla.
They might even win a playoff game.
Yeah.
But do you think they're going to go all the way?
No.
Do you believe it? Because I don't believe it.
No.
So that's the only reason I'm going stock down with them. I don't think they've really taken a step forward, and they don't really have the belief that they could win it all. I think, much like the Saints, they can win some games that they shouldn't win, but I don't think they're going to lose the games that they shouldn't lose. So they might end up with a good record, but how deep do you believe in them?
Right, I agree. I think all of those picks are spot on. Good job with that. Last but not least, the AFC West. Pretty much one of the hottest divisions in football. I like it. We got the Broncos, Chiefs, Chargers, and Raiders. Obviously, best in the division. We're going to go Chiefs. Defending Super Bowl champs.
In a down year.
I mean, look, Pat Mahomes hasn't been Pat Mahomes of old, but he's learned to be able to win in different ways. And when you have a guy that has had different types of success and still win, you're not going to be able to stop a person like that, because he can kill you and pass for 568 yards, and he can also kill you and pass for 197 yards, right? He just understands the moment. He can struggle for 3 quarters and turn it on in a hat just like that. One drive can get him going, and that's it for him. So that's why it doesn't really matter how the Chiefs start the season. They started pretty shaky last year. It's how they finish, because Pat Mahomes always knows how to be able to get himself right, how to make the adjustment off the adjustment, and get these guys to where they need to be. So that's why it doesn't matter what they look like. They can win anywhere between 10 and 12 games. It's still going to be a threat come playoff time, because it's very hard to send Pat Mahomes home. It really is.
Yep.
Surprise team.
That's tough.
I'm going to go Broncos. I'm going Denver Broncos as the surprise. The Chargers are not a surprise. They got my man Harbaugh over there. They got Justin Herbert there. The surprise, I think, and this is going on a limb, Bo Nix may be good.
Listen.
He just may be good.
You taking my take, bro.
Yeah,
you're taking my take.
Good. And listen, Sean Payton got a lot to prove. This organization, this management, they want to show that they have the tools to be able to get this going. I trust Sean Payton. There's no reason not to trust Sean Payton. Obviously, there was a debacle last year. But think about that game after they lost to the Dolphins. They were a pretty good football team after that for the rest of the season after that debacle, right? Sean Payton has a young guy that he can now mold and put into his image of a quarterback. It kind of feels like when Drew Brees was there, he was a younger guy. He was a guy that Sean Payton could say, you know what? I see what everybody else doesn't see, and I'm gonna get it out of you. Bo Nix may be the same thing. Is that you got a lot of hate, kid.
Was he a 5-year starter?
Yeah, got a lot of hate, kid. But I definitely think that you have something that I can use that nobody else sees. He was a quarterback whisperer before anybody else.
Yep.
So I am very, 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 very curious about the Broncos. I think they're going to be my surprise team. Stock down, gotta be the Raiders.
It has to be the Raiders.
It's just.
Love the coach, but they don't have the players.
Aiden O'Connell, like, really? And who? He might not even be the starter. Isn't it fucking what's my man name? Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, Gardner Minshew won the job.
Yeah, I like Gardner.
He's fun.
I like him.
In this division,
it's just tough. It's tough. They're gonna be a competitive team because of the head coach. Because Pierce is such a competitive guy, but they're not gonna make much noise.
Yeah.
And the reason, and they're my stock down, is because right now they're my stock down. Do they have a bright future? Yes, they do. But they gotta figure out that quarterback position.
Yeah.
Because Aiden ain't it. And the fact that they brought in
Minshew
tells you that Aiden ain't it.
Yeah.
Right? So they gotta figure out who's gonna be the guy going forward. Because we all know it's not gonna be Gardner.
Yeah.
Right? So after the break, I want you to finish your AFC West takes. And then it gets dicey. Break. Welcome back, y'all. AFC West 6. Go at it.
See, I mean, you put me on the spot, but I don't really have anything to say that you already didn't say.
So is it chalk?
I mean, listen, Chiefs, we don't know what they represent. In the down year, they won the Super Bowl. Pat Mahomes didn't really have that many people to throw through.
Correct.
Ended up making Rasheed Rice a good receiver. Travis Kelce stepped it up at the end of the year. The defense held him down for most of the year, which is what they traded away Tyreek Hill for. Right. And when it was time to make a play, God damn it, he made a play. Right. So now they get to retool. They get Xavier Rose. Is that his name? Xavier something.
Xavier something, yeah.
I'm getting up there. I'm long in the tooth. Rasheed Rice, no charges against him. Travis Kelce, even if he has a year that he had last year, fucking amazing. So, I mean, he's the king, and you got to knock him down before you get anything. I'm mad you stole my surprise because I honestly did not see you going Denver Broncos. But Bo Nix has a 5-year starter. He's an older quarterback, and he might just be what Sean Payton needs. Mm-hmm. And let's not sleep on Sean Payton. Had a rusty year last year. We're going to find out if Russ was the quarterback he was supposed to be. This is one of the things where we find out which is the coach, which is the quarterback. We'll find out this year, but I might have to lean towards what you're already saying. Even though I didn't want to listen last year, it's starting to play itself out.
You're damn right. You see how bad he look out there.
It's starting to play. He can't move the offense for the Steelers. So with Sean Payton having last year to knock the rust off and really get back into coaching with the young guy who it's his ship, I'm really excited to see that. So I think they might be my surprise team. LA Chargers not gonna surprise no one. We know what Harbaugh likes to do: run, pass, run.
Gonna be better for Herbert as well.
Yeah. So even if they do really well, it's fucking Harbaugh. He does well everywhere he goes. Correct. So what do you? And stock down, only the Raiders, just because I love the coach and I see what he's trying to do. But if you don't have a QB, you don't have nothing. I think their Super Bowl is winning a game against the Chiefs. Right. And if they do that, that's their season. But I don't really expect much from the Raiders. Maybe they win 2 games that they shouldn't win just off the strength of the coach and what he can do. I think Devontae Adams might be out of there before the year is up.
I think if the Raiders are smart, they look at the Detroit Lions and take that template. They have a coach that's very similar in regards to motivation, right? Make a trade for a quarterback. If you make a trade for a quarterback, then now you don't have to make a decision in regards to drafting one. A lot of people can't draft, right? But if you can trade for a quarterback, i.e., who's to say that Kirk Cousins doesn't become available sooner than later, right? Because of who's behind him. So, or Prescott, there's so many different quarterbacks that you can really name. It may be one of those templates that they have to make a trade for one guy. So, I didn't want to step on your point.
No, that like I said, we had a lot of similar points. So
yeah,
I think they're the ones who's going to be they take a step back or stock down.
Right.
So, we're
okay,
good.
yeah, so that's fair. I mean, listen, you got it chalk just like me. So I need to ask you, way too early predictions, right? This is what we're gonna call this segment. Way too early predictions. Who's your regular season MVP?
Regular season MVP. Ooh, that is a rough one. I think with the ascension of CJ Stroud and the fascination with him,
All right.
if he has a good season, I feel like he could be a shoo-in. I think the Chiefs go to more of a balanced attack. And not that they should take the ball out of Patrick Mahomes yet. I just haven't seen him with the receivers yet.
Right.
I think we've seen what Tua can do. He leans on his team heavily.
Yeah.
I think if CJ shows out, he can have like an Aaron Rodgers year where it's just all on his shoulders and the bright lights on him, and he shows up and people give him the MVP because of that.
Right.
Definitely.
Okay, so that's your MVP. Who is your rookie of the year? Offensive rookie of the year.
I would love it to be Marvin Harrison Jr. I think he's put in the work.
He's definitely gonna win it.
I think he's put in the work. I think he looks like a sound receiver. He looks like an NFL vet.
Yeah.
No, I think it's gonna be him and Malik Neighbors because Neighbors look fire, bro.
Neighbors is a problem.
He looks like a problem. It's gonna be one of those two. I think they're gonna compete very early.
We said something about your team.
I think they're gonna be good very early. And because of their quarterback situations, if they really show out, I think they
get a more of a push.
They get a bump.
Yeah. Defensive player of the year.
Defensive player of the year. That is I may have to. Can I go chalk with Sauce?
Sauce Gardner?
I think the Jets are going to have a big spotlight on them, especially if Aaron Rodgers gets to stay healthy. Right. I think he's going to be. They have like 5 primetime games this year. So if he can show up on the big stage, and this is me not really doing my defensive homework because it might be a defensive end, but it's such a flashy position. It's such a position easy to watch. And he's such a lockdown cornerback that if he gets to show out in at least 3 of those 5 primetime games, I think he could be a shoo-in for Defensive Player of the Year.
Okay. Which one is it?
Coach
of the Year, right?
So off a down year, the Rams got Stafford and he came back and won a Super Bowl. I look at the Rams as having a down year last year. With the offensive pieces that they have, I think McVay could really. I love his play calling, bro.
He's amazing.
It's football poetry.
Yeah.
And with a healthy squad, some young receivers, a savvy veteran at the helm who's healthy, they can win 12 games and make some serious noise. And because of the year that they had last year, he can be looked at as, like the boy wonder is back. The boy genius is back. Now, I think he's in a race with Sean Payton for it. Defensively, I just don't know if the Broncos are there. And I don't know what Bo Nix is. But with the pieces that they have, I think McVay could really be that boy genius all over again.
Okay. Now, here's our way too early prediction. Way too early. Super Bowl prediction. You don't have to tell me who's going to win it, but I need to know the teams that's going to be in it.
Ooh. What I want versus what I'm going to get. I think the Ravens can represent for the AFC.
I can see that.
And NFC, I don't know. Can we get the Ravens Lions? Can we do that?
Wow, that's an interesting matchup.
That would be. I mean,
Ravens,
2
Lions.
downtrodden cities that could really use the spotlight.
Yeah.
2 franchises. I don't think anybody would be mad if they made it up there.
Right.
We've had a lot of Mahomes. He's the GOAT. We've had a lot of him the past few years. We had the 49ers. They haven't been able to get. Can we get some new blood? Can we get some people everybody could root for? So I would love to have seen that. So
that's pretty interesting. Okay, I like those picks. My regular season MVP, Jordan Love. I think Jordan Love that kid with that coach and that offense.
They got 3 good ones.
I'm telling you, man, he's gonna be in the mix. I think Jordan Love for me wins the MVP. What I have? Defensive Player of the Year. I think Aiden Hutchinson is gonna be able to put his stamp on things, man. I think that kid showed such demonstrative flashes last year that he can't be blocked.
Yeah.
And I think he can figure out a way to be that defensive anchor for Detroit to kind of, carry them through the regular season as well as their dynamic offense. But if they can have this guy be the
game wrecker.
Yeah, the game wrecker that he should be. I can see
17, 18 sacks will get you there.
Yeah, I can see he might be up there this year.
Rookie
offensive rookie of the year, I'm going chalk. Marvin Harrison, man. I just think that the guy
goes so good. He's a beast, bro.
He's a physical specimen,
and his route running is
come on, look at his father was like.
Exactly, that's what it's saying. It's not fair.
And it really ain't fair. Like,
it's like his to lose.
Yeah, it's like even Steph Curry didn't have the Hall of Fame coach. As a father, Derek Curry. Derek Curry was an all right player. He wasn't LeBron James and Bronny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Bronny not even that good right now. If Bronny was that good and had his father as LeBron James, it wouldn't be fair.
Yeah.
Right? So Marvin Harrison Jr. just has the upside. He just has the advantage against everybody. Obviously, we always lean more to quarterbacks, especially if a young quarterback has a good year. You have Caleb out there. Obviously, he's kind of fit to win it because of the situation, but I just think that Marvin Harrison is going to have more of an impact for the Arizona Cardinals and maybe end up possibly having them, maybe on the fringe of possibly getting to a playoff, which matters, right? So, what is he doing over there? Saba is creating havoc down here.
He wants us to leave so he can get some sleep.
That's what it is. What did I say? Coach of the Year. Tough one. Coach of the Year.
Who'd you say your MVP?
Jordan Love.
Jordan Love. Okay.
Yeah.
So Coach of the Year, who you got?
Coach of the Year. Robert Saleh.
Oh my God.
Robert Saleh is my Coach of the Year because Aaron Rodgers is gonna carry that man all the way to the bank. All the way to the bank. This is gonna be a big year. Aaron Rodgers. Listen, the weapons that he got. You're telling this is one of the greatest throws of the football, if not the greatest throw of the football. That fucking defense that they got over there ain't no joke.
Yeah.
You ain't even got to be a good coach, man. Just stay out of the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, just do what was the head coach that coach Peyton Manning with the Denver Broncos? What was his name? It's Fox. Do what John Fox did and get the hell out of the way. Yeah, just ask him what you want to do today, Peyton.
Yeah.
What you want to do today? Let me know what offense you want to run. Do that with Aaron Rodgers and get the hell out of the way. Nobody care about him, but he gonna win the Coach of the Year off default.
Yeah.
Because they gonna win the AFC East, and they're gonna be one of those prime teams to be a contender in the East, in the AFC. Whether they win or not, it's up to them. But I still think that they're gonna be there, which means that Robert Saleh is gonna be one of the coaches that they're gonna be talking about off of default. Way too early Super Bowl predictions. I had the Ravens and 49ers in the Super Bowl last year. I was very close till the Ravens disappointed me. This year, man.
If you say Cowboys, I'm leaving.
No, I would never do nothing crazy like that. I'm going to go out on a limb because I love this guy and I don't care who knows it. Okay? Bengals and NFC. Bengals 49ers.
Bengals, you think the 49ers make it back to the
49ers get back to the Super Bowl because that team is just scary, man. It really is. Like, the only thing that can stop them is them.
Yeah.
Seriously. It's just ridiculous. So that's our way too early predictions. Six, thank you so much. Now it's time for my irrelevant news of the week.
You got to be kidding me. I mean, how do you watch the... I mean, yeah, they stink.
Every week, you know, we have a couple. I don't have that much this week, so we're just going to run through this. I found some interesting stories, as always, of course. Let's see. Oh, this is funny. Gen Z is drinking less alcohol than ever. They said, according to reports, among legal drinkers up to the age of 24, the statistics are notable. 30% say they are drinking less than they did last year, and 13% have completely given up alcohol. Health concerns play a significant role, with 74% indicating that they are seeking healthier lifestyles.
Wow.
Now, I don't want to make fun of Gen Zers because I always do. They're weird. But this, yeah, listen, you can be able to go out and have fun and not get completely shit-faced to do so. That's all I'm saying. You can go out there, have a couple drinks, maybe a wine, but you don't have to do what our predecessors did. You know, my generation, we got shit-faced. That's what we did, right? Until we realized, you know, we just can't do this no more. We can't keep waking up to different women every 2 days. We can't do this, right? It wasn't fun anymore, right? So I understand the Gen Z, and plus, on top of that, right? I'd like to put this out. They're a boring generation. They really are. They take things seriously. They just, well, you know, we had a little bit light, a little bit more healthy. Who the hell cares about that shit at 24? Ain't nobody caring about what you eating and all this hummus you eating. Like, drink beer, eat your wings, do what you gotta do, go to the gym because you're 24. You can be able to have the metabolism to burn that shit off anyway. You know how many times we used to go to the clubs, go partying? It's 7 o'clock. You don't go to sleep. You change your clothes and you go to work.
Yep.
That's it. That was life. And then you stayed up the whole day, and then you did it again.
Good times.
That was a whole weekend. We didn't go to sleep. Your body just resets. That's all it is. You ever been so tired that your body resets? That's what happened.
Yeah. You catch your second wind.
Yeah, exactly. That's all it is. See, this is a boring generation. It doesn't even shock me. Doesn't even shock me. We didn't want to drink anymore because we want to make sure that we don't get... Screw that. The only thing I don't condone is don't go out there and get no STDs. Don't do that, right? But go out there and get shit-faced. Throw up in the street, sleep in somebody's house, sleep under a bench. Do something, because we know if we see you sleeping under a bench, we know it was a good night. We know it was a good night. You know, somebody sleeping on the top of a bar, something, right? I bet you these Gen Z women don't even jump on tables and dance anymore. That doesn't happen. They probably, is the leg of the chair too wobbly? They don't care. We don't care about this stuff when we was growing up. We used to do nut checks. And right there in the club, you dancing, talking to a chick, cup check, right there. We didn't care.
What's the capital of China?
Brax.
Bangkok.
That's all it was.
Boom.
Got drunk in front of people, falling asleep, talking to girls while we're standing there. That's what happened. Weekend at Bernie's was a thing for us.
Yeah.
Right? I was called Bernie Lomax of my time.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's all. Have fun. Go to the serious shit later. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. Oh, you're a Gen Zer, please. Please comment on this. Am I wrong? Am I right? Am I on brand? Am I off base here?
I think you're on it. But for me, I just have a fear of like the aftermath of alcohol.
Yeah.
So like I'll get to a point where like I'm tipsy, I'm good, and then I'm done for the night.
But you're engaging though.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you have a mental, a moral compass saying that, okay, I don't need to push this a little further. That's fine. But at least you're saying, hey, I'm out with friends, I'm mingling, I'm going to have some drinks. Now, hey, listen, don't have that beer because you don't know how much cholesterol. Shut up. Shut up. I don't want to hear that. Not tonight. My boss has been on my ass all week. You know what I'm saying? I got my baby mom's talking all this shit. Like, I want to go ahead and drink this beer. Don't tell me how bad this beer is for me. Shut up and give me that
Let me
pizza.
forget about my problems for a few hours.
Yeah. Like, don't try to bring your nonsense to me. What's wrong with y'all? Listen, you are different, right? I don't make fun of the Gen Zers and I put my silent assassin in. I don't do that. But damn it, man. Grow up here.
Go live life.
Go live life. You got plenty of time to be able to say, well, I gotta cut my cholesterol down. I gotta make sure that 24? You ain't drinking? Yo, I couldn't wait to turn 21.
Yeah.
Couldn't wait.
One reason and one reason only.
To drink. That's all it was.
It was the week before my 21st birthday. I got like the worst hangover.
As you
was
should.
Throwing up all night until the next day. I was like scared ever since
Yeah.
then. So I was like, this is like my moment. I had my moment. So I'll never get to like that point ever again. But maybe just like kind of close to it, but
yeah, you know, little you feel right. That's it.
Once a year, you can listen. A little it's good for character.
Facts. That's it. A little throw up on your shirt is all right. You know what I mean? That's a badge of honor. You know what I mean? I used to walk and throw up in your mouth. You know they throw up in your mouth?
The projectile.
Yeah. Nah, that was just a throw up in the mouth.
It's like
okay, it's a bad night.
Yeah, like the mouth sweats, if that makes sense.
Pause.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Relax.
It's like, I don't know, you can feel it. You go, oh my God.
Yeah, nah, I get you though. You know, when you close your eyes and the room starts spinning, that's how you know it's a wrap for me. You know what I mean? Those days was fun. They were. I wouldn't do it again.
Yeah.
But I experienced that. You understand what I'm saying? Don't cut your experiences. So I'm not telling you to go out there and take drugs and all this stuff. If you want to do this, fine. But, you know, just live your life. Experience things. You know, mingle. Talk to this person. You know, kiss this person in the bathroom. You know, whatever. When in Rome. That's all I'm saying. Moving on. Got one more that I saw and I could not get over it. This was the greatest thing I've seen. Hyundai reveals an electric concept car inspired by the 1980s. So it's the old school cop car.
Oh.
But it's electric. I need this vehicle. Yo, this shit is fire.
Let me see.
I'm gonna send you the whatchamacallit right now, Six. You gonna look at this car. I'm gonna send it to you too, Silent Assassin, so you look at it's if you see this car down the street, you're gonna be like, nah, son, that's either a cop or you riding clean. That's fire.
That's fire.
That's fire.
That look like the old 007.
Yeah.
Like they definitely got.
That's the Dragnet car. Yeah. That's fire.
That's what Dick Tracy was riding
around.
Yo,
I'm telling you, man, it's just fire. Everybody I spoke to was like, yo, have you seen that car?
And it's electric?
It's electric. I'm on it. I don't care how, listen, this is a car, I don't care how much it costs, I'm getting it. I don't care how much it costs. 70, I'll be up by then. I can be able to buy it. This is fire.
Yeah, this is a nice concept car too, bro.
And the interior is dope.
Interior is very modern.
Yeah, very modern. It's fire.
I like it.
Hyundai, listen, I support y'all. I remember when y'all cars used to catch on fire back in the late 80s and people just did not trust it. You know what I'm saying? You would drive down the street and the transmission would blow up. That was a Hyundai.
That was a Hyundai.
Right?
That was part of the experience.
Yeah, they go ahead and said, listen, we got to revamp this line. We got to make it respectful. Y'all have done a lot of great stuff. Y'all have the biggest warranty out there in regards to your drivetrain and all this stuff. Great. I love it. But this one right here, if y'all come out with this shit, trust me, I'm buying it. I am buying it. I trash Hyundai my whole life. I'll be the first one to say I'm sorry. I apologize. And where do I sign them?
Yeah, that's fine.
Where do I sign?
Give them a like right now.
This is fire. Yeah, it's fire. So that is my irrelevant news of the week.
You got to be kidding me. I mean, how do you watch the... I mean, yeah, they stink.
We are now at the end of the show. Now it's time for the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week.
Dummy, yeah.
Every week I go around the room and I ask who is the Dummy of the Week? Silent Assassin. Who you got?
I'm going for these politicians who have these secret photos of them in drag attire.
Wow.
So now, was it George Santos last year?
Yo,
a couple
what a
months-
weirdo.
He
yeah,
wilded
within the
out.
last
What a
year.
weirdo.
He was different.
Now we got I don't know if you've seen JD Vance's photos.
Yeah, I saw that.
The man continues to take L's. He really does. He continues to take L's. Yes, I know.
I mean, and they're so loud and outspoken, and it's like the louder you are, the more evidence comes out.
Mm-hmm.
It's never the quiet ones. I don't see no pictures of any of the politicians who are for LGBT. Whatever you're for,
Correct.
there's a pattern of the loudest voices in the room always having that dirt on them.
Yeah.
Donald Trump is not anti-LGBT. He might be the Republican candidate, but he hasn't said anything, outrageous or negative about that group. There's no pictures of him going crazy.
Right.
But JD Vance running around in a blonde wig.
Mm-hmm.
And a number of them are either caught with young boys or just boys in general, caught on Grindr. Bro,
yeah, it's bad.
live your truth.
It's bad.
That was your dummy?
Yeah.
All right. I got one. And I don't want to see, I don't like coming on this platform and speaking about certain things because I respect the platform. I know how it comes across.
Mm-hmm.
And I personally love everyone and respect everyone and don't ever want to come off like a misogynist. But Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, she got to get Dummy of the Week.
Explain.
Oh, I don't know if you've seen it, but there's 2 interviews out. One with Nick Cannon, one with Cam Newton. And this 41-year-old unwed, childless therapist is criticizing their lifestyle for having multiple baby mothers, saying that these are mentally unstable men, mentally unfit, childlike, if you will, unhealed. And again, it's not all women, but there's a certain sector of women in society that in one breath, they're letting men who aren't, I'm not going to say wealthy, but financially even stable or financially endowed, however you want to put it, letting them know like those men are worthless,
right?
While telling the opposite spectrum, men who are self-made, sometimes multimillionaires, that they should only have one woman.
Right.
Now, I'm more of a one-woman kind of man, but the message that you're giving, you got to be able to eat it too. So the fact that you're 41, may never have your own kids, and not saying anything is wrong with it, but to be 41, no kids and unmarried, to be talking to those 2 men the way you did, that just don't sit right with me. And it's not all women and it's not all people, but Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, she got to get Dummy of the Week for me because that stuff is wild.
You know what it is, man? Misery loves company.
Yeah.
And just because you got all of these PhDs and these doctors don't make you a smart fucking person. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to pass judgment on other people's lives when you don't know the dynamic in Cam Newton's life and you don't know the dynamic in Nick Cannon's life. His people look very, very happy over
They look happy as hell.
So it's like, why should you pass judgment if they good over there?
Oh, you're never going to be able to be in all the kids. I'll be in their life to the capacity.
With the amount of money that Nick Cannon, what are you talking about? The amount of money that Cam and Nick Cannon, what are you talking about?
They'll never need for anything.
Anything. He can put them all under one roof if he wanted
Daddy's always one phone call away.
Facts.
What are you talking about, lady? The fact of the matter is these men keep finding women to love them in that way, and the women are happy too.
Right.
May not be the 100%. Maybe they envision spending the rest of their life with the guy, but I'm pretty sure the life they're living is I think they're happy where they are.
Absolutely. Very good, dummies. Always bring the heat. I have mine. I'm torn. I am. But sometimes you gotta be honest, even with the people that you admire.
Uh-oh.
May I have the drum roll, please? And the winner for Dummy of the Week, Deion Sanders.
What?
Deion Sanders gets my
Dummy. Yeah.
Now, like I said, I've loved primetime all my life. I think he's one of the most influential, intelligent, forward-thinking, real good, down-to-earth Christian men, or whatever you want to say that, right? However, banning a reporter because of personal issues that you have with said reporter, it's not the way to go when you are the head coach of a football team that needs press and has a lot of media around them. What you're creating is an environment that's not conducive. Just because things are not going your way, you want to go ahead and do this, right? And then what also doesn't look good is that your team struggles against an FBS team when you're supposed to be one of the biggest teams in the Big 12, correct? Or the Pac-12, whatever they are, right? I think the Big 12.
Yeah.
To me, it's like, bruh, you're at a big power school now. You're going to have more people that are going to criticize you. They're going to want to see you fall. They're going to want to see you fail. And you have to kill them with kindness and rise to the occasion. But when you lower yourself and ban people from actually asking questions that might make you look better if you do handle it with pride and dignity, they may look at that reporter as like, what the fuck are you doing asking those questions? Where are you getting at? But when you ban them, you turn them into a victim.
Yep.
I don't like that. I don't like when you go ahead and make a narrative and turn somebody into a victim, and now you have to answer questions about somebody who you shouldn't have to have a concern about. You're taking the attention off what's important, your football team. You're taking the attention off what's important, your son being able to get his draft stock to the point where he's the number one pick in the draft. You're taking the attention off a kid like Travis Hunter, who may be one of the best players we've ever seen in regards to athlete-wise, playing both sides of the football. That's what we're talking about today. And we're also talking about that horrible performance that you had in that game, in your season opener.
North Dakota State, right?
Yeah, I wasn't North Dakota, but they only won by 5 points.
Yeah.
That doesn't give your program any clout right now. It's actually doesn't look too good. But you have all this moxie, you have all these jerseys, you're the new Oregon, you have all these different looks and all this stuff. But where's the bite to the bark? I haven't seen you guys put it together yet, and it's still early.
Yeah.
But what ends up happening to circus acts? The tent closes after a while when
They
people
find a new
stop
act.
coming.
Yep.
They find a new act. So if this act doesn't figure out how to win and win in a way where the AD and everybody's happy, you may be out the door sooner than you want to be. So instead of picking your next Power 5 school to go to, you're now in the weeds trying to figure it out because you wanted to play the guy that's going to suppress the media.
Yeah.
That's not a good look. That's not a good example to set for your players, because what you're telling your players is that they should not be accountable and answer every question that's available to them and be pros. You played at the highest fucking level. You played on the biggest stage with the biggest teams. You of all people should know that you should never try to ban media because it makes you look small. It does not do that to the person that you're banning. So, instead of focusing on the wrong thing, focus on tightening up your game plan. Invite all the media to be able to see Buffs football. Even the ones that don't support you. Kill them with kindness. Show your athletes how to be able to handle adversity, even when you know that the people that are holding the microphones don't want to see you win. That's the thing. That's the thing about growing up and being mature and rising to the occasion. There's so many people that are in your face that want to see you fall. you never give them the time of day and you don't give them that fucking power
Yep.
to make them feel like they have something over you. That's my word of the day. So, sorry, Dion. Love you. But you gotta hold the
Dummy. Yeah.
That's all for the show.
That was a powerful dummy.
It was.
I think you're not just talking to Dion, but a few people can take that lesson.
Oh, 100%. That applies to a lot of people.
Yeah.
It does. So, Silent Assassin. Good show. You got a lot of things to put in here. I need a lot of bells and whistles in this one. Because, Charlie, I said a lot. You said a lot. 6 is always a pleasure. You're my favorite person to come up here. You really are.
Thank you.
We have great conversations. We argue at times. We didn't argue today.
Not today.
I got something for you.
Yeah, that's all right. I know what's up.
Now, you're not going to be on my side all the time. No. I'm going to throw a monkey wrench at you next time.
Listen, the season just started.
Yeah. Yeah, this was good, but there's some, like I said, there's some things that I'm working on in the back end, that I would like to reveal sooner than later, and then we can get the ball rolling. PSA. I have been a political junkie my entire life. Since I'm 7, I've been following politics. And the one thing that I'm going to say, this is not a choosing a side thing. This is not a policy thing. This is a decency thing. I need my politics to get back to being decent. I miss Obama, Mitt Romney. I miss Obama, John McCain. I miss George Bush, John Kerry. I miss George Bush and Al Gore. The list goes on, right? We need to stop doing this identity politics thing. And it's normally on one side. But I can also say on other sides too, is that you don't need to take the baits when we've done that in years past. It needs to go back to the policies. Mitt Romney probably had the most different views from Obama that you can be able to name. Everything was different, right? Very, if you want to call it extreme or radical, but he was a decent man. John Kerry, decent man. You can go down the list. If anybody had a gripe to be able to say an election was stolen or robbed from them, that was Al Gore in 2000. And even him said that I don't want to hold this up in litigation. I want the American people to be able to move past this and be able to come together and, unite this country instead of dividing it further. If anybody had a gripe to say, nah, I'm gonna ride this out until the wheels fall off, until I become president, it was that guy. Not the orange-haired fuck or the orange-faced fuck that continues to do stuff that when he knows when he's not gonna win, he starts to do this. We need to get back to our politics in regards to respecting one another, having different views, and going that way. This has to end, and I believe that it's only one person, and when that one person is no longer in that political space, we can get back to normalcy, because the MAGA Republican Party is a dying breed. It really is. When you look at the grand scheme of things, once they realize that the emperor has no clothes, it won't be a thing anymore. You'll have other people pop up here and there, but you're not gonna have the blowhorn that you have now. You can even make yourself into a third party. Go ahead. Knock yourself out. You'll be just as bad as the independents in regards to a third party, right? De facto third party. So that's all I'm saying, is that let's get back to normal politics. Let's get back to, disagreeing on policy, disagreeing on what we hold in regards to our values, instead of these identity politics, instead of these racist rhetorics, instead of all of these things. That's not what we are in regards to our politics. Yeah, we've had some extreme things happen, assassinations, people shot. Yes, politics has always been a thing that's been very, very controversial and emotional. But there's decency. There was decency in it. The world is laughing at us because there's no decency in our politics anymore. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not up here telling you who to vote for. You do whatever the fuck you want to do. But bring back the decency. That's all for the show. Saba is making all this noise because he doesn't care. Until next week, stay safe, stay cool. Peace.
Peace.
My son is the champ, so get over it.